Good afternoon to all. I am your anchor, Ms. Pragati Ingole, for this session today. We are gathered here to exchange idea and open discussion to emerging trends in computational science and technology. It is indeed a golden opportunity for each one of us to enrich and enlighten ourselves. I welcome you all on the behalf of Sri Shivaji Science College Amravati. We are thrilled to have you all here today. Our special welcome to our esteemed session chair dignitary, Dr. Vidya Sharma Madam, Professor and Head, Srimati Narsimha Art Science Commerce College, Amravati. And our invited speaker, Ms. Sudha Rani Dheri Madam, Assistant Professor, Hislop College, Nagpur. To acknowledge their presence and contribute this session to this conference, I invite all of you to join me in the felicitation ceremony. I would like to invite our chairperson, Dr. Vidya Sharma Madam, and our guest, Dr. Sudha Rani Dheri Madam, on the stage. I also invite Dr. Vidya Gaikwad Madam, Department of Mathematics, Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati, to the stage. I would like to request Dr. Vidya Gaikwad Madam, Head Department of Mathematics, to kindly present sampling and memento to our honored chairperson, Dr. Vidya Sharma Madam. I again request Dr. Gaikwad Madam to kindly present a token of appreciation to Ms. Sudha Rani Dheri Madam, our eminent invited talk. Before we proceed, let's hear about the impressive background of our invited speaker. Our guest, Ms. Sudha Rani Dheri, is a renowned assistant professor at Department of Mathematics, Hislop College, Nagpur. She is working there since June 2019 as an assistant professor. Along with it, she is working as a convener of Math Club, Hislop College, Nagpur. Our guest has achieved many accomplishments in her academics. She is honored with gold medal as a best graduate in 2009. She is a university rank holder in the session 2009-11 and qualified for UGC non-net fellowship as well as Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship, and also qualified CSIR NET examination in the year 2016. She also worked as a master trainer at MSD ISER Pune. Recently, she is working in the subjects like algebraic topology, approximation theory, Vedic mathematics. Also, she has published her research papers in renowned journals. Ms. Sudha Dheri has contributed in various national and international level conferences and workshops. She delivered an online lecture on mathematical modeling and its application in Datta Mege Institute of Medical Science College, Varda. She also chaired a session in 2 days interdisciplinary national conference on recent trend in mathematical modeling, simulation methods, computation and physical science organized by Hislop College, Nagpur. Today she is here to address us on the computational mathematics and its real-life applications. Today we are honored to have Dr. Vidya Sharma Madam as a chairperson and Ms. Sudha Dheri Madam as a guest. Now I would like to request Dr. Vidya Sharma Madam to grab her seat as a chairperson of the dais. And I invite Ms. Sudha Rani Dheri Madam to share her views for computational mathematics and its real-life applications and to guide us. Please welcome, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the principal of this college, Dr. Korpe sir, and then the convener of this conference, Dr. Gaikwad ma'am, for inviting me to this conference. It's a really privilege for me to be here. I would also like to congratulate the organizing team for arranging and organizing this conference. I would also like to thank the principal of Hislop College, Dr. Shedke sir, and the head of the department, Dr. Rishi Agrawal sir, for relieving me from my duties to be present here. So today I would be talking about computational mathematics and its real life applications. But before going to computational mathematics, let us understand what is computational science and engineering. So it is basically the combination of science and engineering with mathematics and computing. So there are two types of traditional ways of doing computational science and engineering, that is experiment and theory. But since the steady growth in computer is happening, so there is a third paradigm, or you can say third tradition, third way with which also we can do the science and engineering, and that is computational science. So what it does, it actually simplifies the real world problem into an abstract form. So it basically simplifies into a working model, and then it represents it into a mathematical form or algorithmic form, that is, it converts it into mathematical model, and then it translates mathematics and equations into computer code, that is, it converts it into a computational model, and then with the help of simulation the result is obtained, and which is again interpreted as a solution of the real world problem. So now we come to our main topic, that what is computational mathematics. It is actually a combination of pure mathematics, applied mathematics, and computer science. In computer science we do programming, codings and all. In pure mathematics we study the concept of abstract mathematics and all, and in applied mathematics we try to apply it into problems. But computational mathematics is the combination of all these three. For this you have to be skilled in computer science, you should have a good knowledge of mathematics and statistics. Basically what it does, computational science is used to improve computation in different areas of science and engineering where mathematics is applicable. So what are the features of computational mathematics? Actually it develops, or it emphasizes on the development of efficient algorithms to handle basically large scale datas. Then it also involves the application of mathematical optimization to enhance algorithmic efficiency, performance and accuracy. It also enables to basically effectively analyze and process the complex data structure to precision. So this is one real life application that I have chosen, and throughout the talk I would like to tell you that I have collected all these examples from different research papers all across the world. So this is one of the example from one of the research paper where computational mathematics is applied to blurred pattern analysis. So here you can see a photographer taking evidence of blurred patterns on wall. So the first thing is, what is blurred pattern analysis? I hope some of you are from forensic science, so you already know what is blurred pattern analysis. But that is an approach that is used by most of the forensic investigator to reconstruct the crime scene and answer few of the questions like what was the cause of wound, from where direction the blood came from, and then means such kind of questions. So the goal of the goal of blurred pattern analysis is basically to identify blood stain patterns. What happens when a force is applied on a pool of blood? it actually breaks down into droplets and it flies and then fall into the ground. And since blood is a liquid with high surface tension, so when it flies, it is basically droplets are spherical in size, but when it drops on the ground, its size changes to ellipse. So what happens when in a crime scene, when there are blood stains, so the forensic investigators first of all try to identify the blood stain patterns, because they were not there present at the time of crime. So through the blood stain patterns only they had to reconstruct the crime scene. So first they identify blood stain patterns, and then they try to compute the point of convergence of the identified patterns. I'll be talking about it, the point of convergence, and then they actually try to compute the region of origin from where the blood actually originated, or the blood patterns originated. So blood pattern analysis involved these three goals. Yeah, so here you can see that how blood stain pattern analysis works. So you can see blood is falling down onto the ground, and when it is falling, it is when it is at some height, the size of the blood droplet is spherical. But when it falls on the ground, its size or shape changes to ellipse. So there you get two types of axes. One is major axis and minor axis, and with the help of those measurements, angle of impact is calculated. Now, what is angle of impact? Actually, the angle with which the blood fell onto the ground, considering an imaginary axis to calculate the angle of impact. The blood pattern analysis actually sees that with what angle actually the blood fell into the ground. So as you can see here, there are different blood stains you can see on the screen, and their angles, different angles are written. So you can see that when there is less angle of impact, actually the blood pattern, the blood stain is elongated. You can see the when the angle of impact is 90 degree, the blood droplet is not too elongated, but as it reduces to 10 degree, the blood stain is elongated. So with it is actually, you can say, when the angle of impact is acute, the blood droplets are, or blood stains are, elongated. So the traditional method of doing blood pattern analysis is stringing method. And what they actually do when there are stains, blood stains, along the major axis, they take a string, elastic string, and then from the tip of the blood stain in the backward direction, means opposite of the travel of direction of blood droplet, they try to attach elastic strings, and wherever it meets, that is actually called the point of convergence. But since there are different blood stains, usually when the strings are pulled back, it does not converge to a single point. So there, in that case, an area of region origin, area of convergence is considered. You can see here, this is the area of convergence. These are the blood stains. So when the elastic strings are stretched back in the opposite direction of travel of blood droplets, it is actually not converging to a point. So what they do, they consider an area of convergence, and then at the center of the area of convergence, they actually consider an imaginary axis of origin. And what they do, then the angle of impact, with the angle of impact they calculated, they try to string back all these strings such that the region of origin can be calculated. So this is basically, I am telling you the traditional stringing method. But what is the problem with stringing method is that it actually considers the linear trajectories. Means when blood is falling on the ground with very high velocity, in that case this stringing method is helpful. But what happens if the blood is falling on the ground with low velocity? In that case, you can see that now the paths are not linear, not straight. Now it is parabolic, you can see. So in that case, stringing method is not very helpful. There are different techniques to consider these kind of cases also, but in this example we are going to see that how a blood stain patterns analysis can be formalized into a optimization problem, which will include all such kind of cases. So this is the blood optimization problem. You can see it on the screen. So what happens when there are blood stains? So the blood pattern analysis, in blood pattern analysis, we try to find pairwise point of convergence. Since it is very difficult to find exact point of convergence, we try to find the pair of pointwise convergence. And it happens that if the patterns of the blood stains are identified, then the blood stains in a common pattern, they have very close pairwise point of convergence. As I told you, I'll go back to this. So you can see that from the area of convergence to the region of origin, there is one height. Okay, we have taken it as axis of origin, but it is actually the elevation in space. So what happens? This problem is formulated in such a way that when the blood stains are identified into different patterns, the goal is to minimize the distance between pairwise point of convergence as well as the elevation in space, because blood stains in the same pattern, their elevation space are close to each other. So using this optimization problem, if we are able to minimize the distance between the pairwise point of convergence as well as the closeness of the elevation in space, then actually we are able to find the area of origin. Okay. So what happened? This optimization problem is solved with an optimization technique that is known as genetic algorithm. But for that, an experiment was done, and what was done? A sponge, 3 centimeter cube sponge, was dipped, or you can say, was dipped in 3 ml blood, and then hammer was struck against the sponge in 3 different places where the height was same, but the 2 dimension was different. Like the height, elevation, space was same, but the experiment was done in 3 different places in the same laboratory. So in that case, it created 11 different stains. So in the laboratory only, with experiments, these few datas were collected. You can see blood stains, their numbers is written, and this is pattern membership. Means using a stringing method, researchers actually divided into 3 different patterns, like 1, 2, 3, 4 are of pattern 1, then 5, 6, 7 belongs to pattern, 6, 7, 8 belongs to pattern 2, and then 10 belongs to pattern 3, 11 belongs to pattern 3, and so on. And these are the distance from the point of convergence. They calculated that the distance of each stain from the point of convergence is this much. And since it was done in laboratory, so they did it in the same elevation space, so they mentioned it as 140 in each for each and every stains. Okay, so as I told you, this problem was solved with the optimization technique, genetic algorithm. So for that, with the help of computer vision, the blood stains were processed, image processing was done, and then for each stain a virtual straight line was drawn, and then their point of convergence, pairwise point of convergence was calculated. So this is the overall pairwise points of convergence. For each pattern, you can see the pairwise point of convergence on the screen for first blood pattern, and then second and third. And then with the help of genetic algorithm technique, this data was created. You can see here that the blood stain numbers are same, but if you see the patternship member, you could see, I don't know whether you noticed, it might be difficult for you to notice, but you will see here some difference in comparison to the data that were collected in the laboratory, because what happens when a genetic algorithm technique was used, it identifies the pattern of the blood, but it is unable to identify the pattern, the order of the pattern. So here you can see in the earlier case, the blood which was said to be in second pattern, here it is considered in third pattern, and the one that was considered in third pattern is here, it is in second pattern. So only the order is not here, otherwise rest of the data you can see here is precise in comparison to the data that were collected in the laboratory. In fact, if you see the elevation space, you can see the differences in the elevation space. Earlier it was 140, 140, 140 everywhere, but with the help of genetic algorithm, you can see that the elevation space are more accurate. So this is the basically help of computational mathematics to tell the solution in more precise and accurate way. Okay. So the next example that I have taken is the scheduling problem. This is also from one of the research paper that research was done in Sri Lanka. So from there I have collected this example. So what is actually the nurse scheduling problem? If you'll talk about scheduling problem, then an organization which works in daily basis, they have to make some roster, you can say, or they have to make some schedule for each of their employee, and it is really a difficult task. If you'll talk about manual scheduling, then it is really a difficult task. So in this example, we have taken a specific scheduling problem, and that is the nurse scheduling problem. So in this research paper, the authors has done, or researchers has done the experiment or taken the cases from a hospital. And okay, so first of all, I would like to, before coming to the procedure or the computational mathematics application to this nurse scheduling method, I would like to discuss some constraints while preparing nurse roster. Even if you're preparing it manually or with the help of computational mathematics, there are some constraints that we will face, like a nurse, if you are preparing schedule for nurse. So we know that the presence of nurse in a hospital is required every time, even if it is day, it is night, whatever. So the schedule has to be made in such a way so that every time there is a nurse. So what are the constraints? Actually, the constraints while preparing nurse roster is that nurse does not work all the shifts. Okay, if she is working in morning and night, then she'll not work, or he'll not work in the evening shift. So same day, a nurse cannot work all the shifts. Okay. Then a nurse can go on holiday also. That time also you have to keep in mind some other nurse so that she'll fill that place of the nurse. And then minimum and maximum number of successive days. There is also some restrictions on the number of days, and then a number of hours, a number of assignments in a week, and then the shift types. There are different kind of nurses shift also, so that also has to be taken in mind. So this is one of the example which has been taken from the research paper, and there the manual schedule from a hospital is taken, and you can see that when a person, a human being, is preparing the schedule, there is some error. What error it is actually? So while seeing all the constraints, there is one other constraint that is not mentioned there, that consecutive 3 same shifts should be given to a nurse. So keeping that also in mind, if the manual schedule is prepared, so you can see everywhere there is night, evening, morning shifts and day night. But you'll look at if you look at 5, 6, 7 and 8 is highlighted. But if you look at all these columns, then you can see that, like in 8th column, you can see that evening shift is not mentioned. That means all the columns, all these rows are representing the names. Since, as I told you, this case has been taken from a hospital, so the nurses of that hospital, their name is there on the rows. And then these are the days. First 9 days has been taken. And if you see the 8th day, every nurse is given only night and morning shift. Evening shift is missing. Why? Because they are trying to take care that every nurse should get only 3 consecutive same shifts. So while taking that also in mind, there is, while preparing manual scheduling, there can be error of this type. This is one of the example. There can be many errors as well. So now here the role of computational mathematics come. So what is done from that hospital, 15 or you can say in that research paper, they have taken 15 nurses and they have named that those nurses as N1, N2, N3 and so on, N15. And if you look at the previous table, so here you can see that these are only 6 of the nurses out of 15. So here you can see that the alphabet S represents the senior staff nurses and the J represents junior nurses. So keeping all the constraints and the hierarchy of the nurses, they have prepared a table and they have prepared groups. So how are they preparing this group? They have actually, they are trying to put nurses in a group when they have different skills. All the senior nurses should be in the same group. All the junior nurses should be in the same group. Means one senior and one junior nurse cannot be in the same group. So keeping all those things in mind, such groups are prepared. So with the help of these groups, colored graph is prepared. Here graph theory technique is being used to improve the nurse scheduling and what is happening here is that the nurses, those are in the same group. First of all the 15 nurses are considered as vertices here, and then those who are in the same group, there should be an adjacent edge between those nurses. So you can see here, like if you'll see group A, N1, N3, N4 are in same group. So if you'll see the graph, you can see that N1 is connected to N3, N3 is connected to N4, and then N1 is connected to N4. But while doing so, what they have done, they have considered that if the vertices are adjacent, or you can see if the vertices are connected by an edge, they should not be of same color. So you can see that for group A, and if N1 was marked as red, then N3 was marked as blue, and then N4 was marked as yellow, and similar for all the cases. So considering that table in mind, this graph was prepared using graph coloring technique. Now with the help of that graph coloring technique, again a group was, or again a table was made, and you can see here that the group of all 15 nurses are divided now into 4 groups. So what are those groups actually? So what they have done, all the vertices, those are of same color, they have put them in the same group. So you can see that here you can see we have 4 colors, right? So since we have 4 colors here, so we have got 4 groups here. So G1 group is consisting of those nurses which have same color, then G2, G3. There is one extra group which you can see is named as bench. What is this group? So if you go back to the graph, you can see that there are few vertices which are not connected to any of the rest vertices. So they have taken these vertices and put it in the bench group. And now what is the role of this table? Actually, authors are trying to say that if nurses from the same group can be allotted same shift, like N1, N15, N9 can be allotted same shift, but N1 and N3 cannot be allotted same shifts. Means they have basically divided into group according to the shifts, and those who are in bench group, they can be combined with any of these 3 groups, because they are not adjacent to any of the other vertices. Also, with the help of that table, or you can say graph, an adjacent matrix is prepared. You can see that those vertices, sorry, those vertices who were connected by an edge has value 1, but rest of the other has value 0. You can see, like n1 and n3 was connected, so we have value 1, and then n1, n4 1, and rest of others are 0. You can see the numbers are 1 and 0 according to whether they are connected or not. Okay. Now here the computing parts come. The mathematical part was there in graph coloring technique. Now we know that computational mathematics includes computing also. So now here the computing part comes. And what is being done? The data that we have got with the help of programming language, PHP, backend with MySQL, and a web browser, Apache, a grouping algorithm was prepared. And why this grouping algorithm is being prepared? To make shifts, like in a month, these 15 nurses, how should they be allotted shifts so that there will be no, no problem, or no, they won't be in the same shift at the same time. There will be no problem in actually the scheduling problem. So this is the algorithm. You can see here, this is the algorithm. Considering the data, the adjacent matrix that we have prepared. So since this is the computing part, algorithm part, so I won't go very detail in this. So this is a long algorithm, but here I would like to come. So this is the actual interface system where the group that I mentioned just now, you can see here, there is B, bench group and all. So they actually were, because the aim of this paper was to prepare automated scheduling system. So they were able to prepare a nurse management system where they, with the help of adjacent matrix and computation, they were able to prepare different groups, and they were able to actually bifurcate those nurses according to that group. So this is the actual interface system of that management system. And then they were able to give shifts to each and every nurses. This is also the actual interface system. They were able to design an automated system so that they could easily give shifts to each and every nurses. Okay, so the third example that I have taken from real life applications is proportional symbol maps. So what is actually proportional symbol maps? It is a cartographic tool to actually visualize or analyze significance data specific to some place. Like you can see here that this map is prepared for the earthquake, okay, and the symbols that is used in proportional symbol map is basically proportional to the magnitude of the earthquake. As you can see, the large circles are representing the magnitude, which is greater, which is 6. This whole proportional symbol is for the for some region where earthquake happens, and their magnitudes are calculated, and all these magnitude is for greater than 0. Like for those small dots are representing where earthquake magnitude is very less, and then 2 number there, it might be greater than that. And for 6, the highest magnitude is observed. So proportional symbol maps are actually prepared for real life cases, for temperature in weather information and all. So mostly 2 types of symbols are used for preparing proportional symbol maps. One is circle and another is square. But in circle also, if it is they consider, if you'll see different kind of proportional maps, somewhere you will see the circles are transparent, somewhere you will see the circles are, kind of disc where it is difficult to see through the region which is behind those circles. So mostly these 2 kind of symbols are used for proportional symbol map. And if it is transparent circle, then human can also very, not accurately, but to some extent can tell the magnitude of the quantity that we are measuring. But if it is dark or it is opaque, where you are unable to see the region behind the symbols, it is very difficult for humans to calculate the magnitude. So here comes the role of mathematics. So what happens when you are actually telling the magnitudes, the drawing should be in such a way so that you can easily tell the magnitude of the impact. Either if you are calculating for earthquake, then magnitude. Otherwise, if you are measuring temperature and all, then the proportional symbol maps is basically dependent on such kind of drawings. The drawings should be so that the area should not get covered. When we draw the symbols, the area should not get covered. So what shall be done, or what can we do so that the drawings are made in such a way so that area on the map is not fully covered by the symbols only. So in that case, what happens that each for this example, we have actually considered opaque discs, like not transparent discs. They are opaque discs, means from behind them we cannot see actually the region. So for such kind of symbols, the drawing plays a very vital role. And to basically study the magnitudes or study whatever quantity you are studying, the main thing is that the border, when you are considering the symbols as discs, you actually take the borders of the disc. So now the problem is, suppose the borders are not visible, like here you can only see, it is very difficult for you. Can you tell me which is the small and the larger? Means the larger one is above the small one, or the above one is or the smaller one is above the larger one? You can see here, you can see two discs which are below these discs, but among them it is very difficult to tell which one is the larger and which one is the smaller. So now what optimization problem does here, optimization problem actually tries to answer these two problems. One is either you maximize the minimum visibility of border length of each disc, or you maximize the total visibility of border length of all discs. Okay, so this one is called the maximum minimum problem, and this is called the maximum total problem. So our focus in today's talk will be on the max total problem, which will be the problem for maximizing the total visible border length over all discs. Okay, so for drawing, arrangements play a very important role. When you are drawing proportional symbol maps, since you are considering symbols as this, so their arrangements plays a very important role. And you can see, suppose on a map you have finite number of set of discs whose radius and center you know, then the arrangement is basically the partition of those symbols or those discs according to the region they cover. So you can see here what is the definition of arrangement here. And now suppose two discs are intersecting each other, then the point at which they intersect is called the vertex of the arrangement. The discs border where they are intersecting with each other. So you can see here these two, the larger one and the smaller one, are intersecting each other at this point. So this one is the vertex V. And the portion of the disc that connects two vertices with one condition, that it should not contain any other there should not be any intersection of any other point, like you can see here. 5 minutes. Okay. So you can see here that a point of disc border that connects two vertices with no other vertices in them is called arc. So you can see here the arc is mentioned as R because if you will see these 2 points, these point and these points, so these points are joined by two curves where in between there are no other points. So that's why these two are called arcs of the arrangement. And the region which is bounded by by arcs is called face. So you can see that this is the face, this is point, this is arc, and this is face. Okay, so you can see just now we saw the arrangement of discs, and with those arrangements a drawing has been shown here. It is the same arrangement, but now it is named as drawing. Why? Because it is filled. Okay, so the arrangements over the filled symbols is actually called the drawing. So a drawing is a subset of the arcs and vertices from the arrangement that is drawn on the top of the interior, top of the filled interiors of the disc. So in symbol maps, canonical arcs also plays their role. So basically the region that those are bounded, which are bounded by some arcs, those are known as canonical arcs. So you can see that for face F, you can see basically for face F we have two canonical arcs, R1 and R2. And for face G we have three arcs. One is R2, one is R3, and these two are R4 arc only, but these are two pieces of R4 arc. So now what is stacked drawing? With the help of drawing, we can draw, with the help of arrangements, we can draw many drawing, but every time they won't give you feasible symbol on the map. So for drawing symbols on the map, stacking drawing technique is used. And how stacking drawing is obtained? It is obtained by stacking all the discs in a sequence. And what is the sequence? The sequence is from lowest to the highest level. Okay, so now here the linear programming model comes. So what is this linear programming model? What is actually doing here? Since we were considering the problem of maximizing the minimum visibility of the border of the disk, so in this problem it has been tried to maximize the visibility of the total area or total border of all the disks that were stacked. So this is the optimization problem only, part of optimization problem. So here you can see that the problem is formulated in such a way that constant 2 states that each disk is assigned at most one level. Stacking drawing has to be done in such a way that each disk can be assigned at most one level, and then constant 3 states that disk with a visible arc must be assigned to a level, and then constant 4 says that overlapping disks cannot be at the same level, and constant 5 ensures that arc R is only visible if dr, what is actually dr? If you will look at here, dr is the disk that contains arc R in its border. If arc R is there in the border of some disk, then it is denoted as dr. So this is one of the optimization problem which has been formulated to maximize the minimum visibility of the overall disk border. There is another linear programming that has been formulated. Here also the motive is same. It has been formulated to maximize the minimum visibility so that we could get a symbol on a map so that it could be easily read or easily identified the magnitude. So in second linear programming problem, optimization problem, the three constants which have been mentioned, 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12 is nothing but talking about the points. So basically 8, 9, 10, what it says that constant 8 is saying that either I is above j or vice versa. If you look at the problem, then you would be able to understand the inequality that has been mentioned in 8a. It is actually a constraint on the optimization problem which says that either I is above j or vice versa, and then constraint 9 says that if arc R is visible, its disk dr has to be above all other disks that contain R in their interior, and constraint 10 makes sure that the partial order imposed by the wij variable is transitive. These all are the meaning of the constraints that is mentioned in the optimization problem. Okay, so actually after these problems were solved with studies of various structural analysis and all, and then the authors were able to actually form a symbol or a drawing, stacking drawing of symbol, so that it won't hide much of the areas on the symbol, and it will actually tell the magnitude of the earthquake. So, ma'am, do I have time? I have other examples also. Okay, so here I would like to conclude, although I'll just quickly go through all the slides, I won't explain. I had taken one example from real life application of breast cancer diagnosis and prognosis. With the help of optimization problem also, we can develop effective algorithms so that breast cancer can be diagnosed and prognosed. With this graphical computer program, the problem was solved. Minos software was used in this example. Okay. I had also taken the example of ancient stone bridge surveying, how computational mathematics actually help in surveying ancient stone bridges and ancient architecture. And the last example that I has chosen was artificial intelligence, which was the example of autonomous vehicle, where computer processing or image processing plays a very important role, and with the help of computational mathematics that can be improved. So these were the references. If I would have talked about all the slides, all the examples, then all the examples were taken from these references. Thank you.
Any question from the audience?
Ma'am, actually, for computational mathematics, actually mostly linear programming, numerical methods are used, because most of the time these two branch of mathematics is used for computational, but somewhere graph theory also comes in role.
Okay, thank you. So, Dr. Sudha Rani Dehri ma'am has given very fruitful, informative and wonderful talk, and I hope all research scholar will definitely apply such type of algorithm and analysis to their research. On behalf of organizer, I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Sudha Rani ma'am and for their nice and wonderful presentation. Also, I am thankful to everyone for participating this conference and present here. And I am also thankful to organizer for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your deep research and the presentation truly guided us to connect mathematics to the real life through various examples. Before we move on, I would like to express a vote of thanks to our guest Dr. Vidya Sharma madam and Ms. Dehri madam for their valuable contribution and for gracing us with their esteemed presence today. I am very grateful to the organizing committee for organizing such an inspiring conference. I am truly thankful to all of you to join us with. Now it's time for the next session. I request you all to be here to join the next session with the same enthusiasm. Dr. Khokale madam is going to host the next session.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Without wasting any time, I will proceed for the session, this last session. My gratitude to Dr. Pandavarav Deshmukh and Sandhya Gadge Baba. I welcome you all for this national conference in our college. I would like to quote one short story, and I'll just start my session. As you all know, Swami Vivekananda attended the religions conference at Chicago. As he was present there, you know the whole story, how he managed to enter the conference, and how he gave his lecture, and how he made a history in the Indian culture, about the culture of India at the international level. The same thing I would like to quote again here, that whole day in the morning we started with the computer session, mathematics session, and now it is of course library session. One example I would like to quote there, that as he was giving the lecture on the dais, he said he saw that all the books, religious books, were kept on the table, and the Gita was at the last. It was placed at the last, and all the books were kept on that Gita. Swami Vivekananda just started with that, की जर मी गीता ही जर काढली खालून तर वरचे सगळे पुस्तकं खाली पडतील. So the same thing I would like to quote you, that library science also is the same, though it is last, but it is very important for us. So without libraries, we can't exist. Yes, I can say this, that without libraries, without books, without knowledge, as the trend is changing day by day, and now we are moving in the new era of AI, you all are experiencing the AI effect all over the world, and of course in today's conference also. I request our chairperson, Dr. Barahate Madam, please come on the stage. I also request convener Madam, Gaikwad Madam, to please be on the stage. And if, of course, today's guest, Dr. Vivek Jagtap sir, librarian, SPM College, Ghatanji. I invite him on the stage, please. AI enthusiast and dedicated tea. I request Madam to felicitate her. She is assistant professor at RTMU University, Computer Science. I request Dr. Jagtap to please start his lecture. Thank you so much.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you for inviting me for this eminent conference and knowledgeable and informative. फार कमी लोकांना म्हणजे असं आपण म्हणूया 99% ऑफ द पीपल आर नोईंग द चॅट GPT or AI tools, okay, but 1% of them are knowing how to use it effectively. म्हणजे अगदी प्रभावीपणे त्याचा उपयोग आपल्या दैनंदिन कामामध्ये, दैनंदिन म्हणजे आपण जसं इंटेलेक्च्युअल पर्सन्स आहो, अकॅडेमिशियन्स आहो, अकॅडेमिकमध्ये आपण आहोत, तर अशा याच्यामध्ये हाऊ टू यूज द AI टूल्स इन आवर रिसर्च, इन आवर अकॅडेमिक वर्क्स, ओके. तर मी अशा प्रकारचा हा इथे टॉपिक निवडला आहे आपल्याकरिता. ठीक आहे, तर आपण सुरुवात करूया. आपण याला 3 भागामध्ये डिवाइड करूया. फर्स्ट वन विल बी द प्रॉम्प्ट इंजिनिअरिंग, because it is the most important topic for using the AI tools. Okay, all of you, बहुतेक जण इथे कम्प्युटेशनल सायन्सचे विद्यार्थी आहेत, परंतु त्याच्यामुळे आणि सर्वांना माहिती आहे की प्रॉम्प्ट इंजिनिअरिंग हा विषय किती महत्त्वाचा आहे. कोणत्याही प्रकारचा AI टूल्स, AIचा वापर करतो म्हटलं किंवा चॅट GPTचा वापर करतो म्हटलं तर तिथे प्रॉम्प्ट हा अतिशय महत्त्वाचा ठरतो, है ना. त्याशिवाय आपण प्रॉपरली त्याचे रिझल्ट्स मिळवू शकत नाही, हे सर्वांना माहिती आहे. तर आपण सुरुवातीला चॅट GPT किंवा प्रॉम्प्ट इंजिनिअरिंग खास करून आपण घेऊया. नंतर दुसरा जो पार्ट आहे तो असणार आहे हाऊ टू यूज द AI टूल्स फॉर लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू इन आवर रिसर्च अँड AI टूल्स फॉर data analysis for our research. Okay. So firstly, इथे थोडं मला अनकम्फर्टेबल होईल, म्हणजे हे खाली आहे आणि म्हणजे हां हां म्हणजे कसं मला जर कोणी असेल हो हां थोडं स्लाईड चेंज करशील म्हणजे सुरुवातीला नाही नाही बस हेच आहे बस आता हे यांनी चेंज करता येईल ना हां चालेल तसंही करेल ओके येस सो व्हॉट इज द प्रॉम्प्ट प्रॉम्प्ट काय आहे हे आपल्याला सर्वांना माहिती आहे ना. तर नेमकं काय असायला पाहिजे प्रॉम्प्ट म्हणजे प्रॉम्प्ट्स आर द इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स द स्किल्स of instructing the AI to get the results. Okay, the art of talking to AI systems like ChatGPT with the help of effective prompts is called prompt engineering. आणि प्रॉम्प्ट इंजिनिअरिंग हा जो शब्द आहे हा करिअर ओरिएंटेड सुद्धा आहे. म्हणजे इथे जे बसलेले जे विद्यार्थी आहेत खास करून त्यांच्यासाठी एक करिअर ऑप्शन म्हणून अतिशय चांगला राहू शकतो. आणि तुम्ही जर सर्च कराल तर प्रॉम्प्ट इंजिनियर हे जी हे जे करिअर ऑप्शन आहे त्याची सॅलरी हाईक जे आहे तो तुम्हाला माहिती आहे 25 lakhs to 50 lakhs पर्यंत सुद्धा या प्रॉम्प्ट इंजिनियर्सचे पॅकेजेस आहेत. तर यामध्ये सुद्धा तुम्ही विचार करू शकता. नेक्स्ट सी दॅट स्क्रीनशॉट आय हॅव टेकन फ्रॉम द लिंक्डइन $250K to $250K to $335. ओके देन नेक्स्ट हां इथे आपण मेनली आपण बघणार आहोत खास करून प्रॉम्प्ट्स कसे डेव्हलप करायचे प्रॉम्प्ट्स कसे करायचे है ना. प्रॉम्प्ट जे असतात ते ए आय सिस्टीमला प्रॉम्प्ट जे आपण देतो ते अगदी इफेक्टिव्ह पाहिजे तेव्हाच आपण चांगल्या तऱ्हेचे जे रिझल्ट्स आहे ते आपण घेऊ शकतो. ओके सो याचं एक अत्यंत चांगलं उदाहरण जर आपण घेतो म्हटलं इफ आय आस्क एनीबडी ऑफ यू ओके वन क्वेश्चन आय एम आस्किंग वन ऑफ यू sir please can you tell me what is Marathi? Confusing. Okay, मातृभाषा है. कौन से मटेरियल से मराठी बनाई जाती है? विच मटेरियल यूज इन द मेकिंग ऑफ मराठी? नो म्हणजे एक प्रॉपर आन्सर मिळत आहे का तुम्हाला सुद्धा कन्फ्युजिंग वाटत आहे? म्हणजे मला हे सांगायचं आहे की मी जो प्रश्न विचारतो हा चुकीचा आहे मला हे सांगायचं आहे ना. तुम्ही अर्थातच मला रिस्पेक्ट देण्याकरिता कुठला ना कुठला आन्सर देणार प्रश्नच नाही, परंतु अत्यंत चुकीचा प्रश्न आहे हे आपण सर्वांना माहिती आहे बरोबर. कारण प्रश्न जर तुम्ही आता कसं आहे की ChatGPT सर्वांना माहिती आहे ChatGPT नथिंग बट द नॅचरल लँग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग. ओके तर जे आपण जसं आपण बोलतो त्याप्रमाणे ए आय सोबत सुद्धा आपण बोलत असतो आणि त्यालाच म्हणतो आपण प्रॉम्प्ट. ते सुद्धा अतिशय इफेक्टिव्ह पाहिजे जेणेकरून वी कॅन गेट द प्रॉपर रिझल्ट्स. ओके देन फर्स्ट इथे मी तुम्हाला आय विल एक्सप्लोर द 9 टिप्स फॉर द गुड प्रॉम्प्ट्स. ओके 9 टिप्स फॉर द गुड प्रॉम्प्ट्स. फर्स्ट वन इज द ऑफर कॉन्टेक्स्ट. टू ऑफर द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. कॉन्टेक्स्ट इथे आपल्याला देणं अतिशय गरजेचं आहे है ना. कुठल्या कॉन्टेक्स्टमध्ये आपण विचारतो प्रश्न आहे ते जसं लाईक ह्युमन्स एक प्रॉम्प्ट आपण देतो आहे लाईक ह्युमन्स एआय डज बेटर विथ कॉन्टेक्स्ट. थिंक अबाउट एक्झॅक्टली व्हॉट यू वॉन्ट एआय टू जनरेट अँड प्रोव्हाइड अ प्रॉम्प्ट दॅट टेलर्ड स्पेसिफिक टू दॅट. नेक्स्ट फॉर एक्झाम्पल बेसिक प्रॉम्प्ट. दिस इज द बेसिक प्रॉम्प्ट राईट अबाउट प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी. इफ वी गिव्ह धिस प्रॉम्प्ट टू ChatGPT or any AI tool, so it will give us the एक वेग आन्सर आपल्याला मिळेल बरोबर. एक प्रॉपर आन्सर आपल्याला मिळणार नाही, परंतु आपल्याला काय पाहिजे होतं ॲक्च्युली व्हॉट वी एक्झॅक्टली वॉन्टेड. आपल्याला पाहिजे होतं की प्रोडक्टिव्हिटीवर आपल्याला एक ब्लॉग बनवायचा आहे. वी वॉन्ट टू डेव्हलप अ ब्लॉग राईट अ ब्लॉग ऑन प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी अँड पोस्ट इट ऑन आवर वेबसाईट. ओके बट इफ यू गिवन this type of prompt write about productivity, it will not give us the proper result. Okay next एक मिनिट त्याच्या आधी जागा फर्स्ट वन प्रिव्हियस वन हां प्रॉम्प्ट विथ कॉन्टेक्स्ट. कॉन्टेक्स्ट कसं दिला आपण इथे राईट अ ब्लॉग पोस्ट अबाउट द इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी फॉर स्मॉल बिझनेस. हे झालं प्रॉपर प्रॉम्प्ट. इथे काय दिलं आपण, वी हॅव गिव्हन द एक्झाम्पल. ओके, एक्झाम्पल टू गेट द आन्सर. ओके, नेक्स्ट. Second tip is that include helpful information upfront. अपफ्रंट इन्फॉर्मेशन देणं अतिशय गरजेचं आहे ना. हे सुद्धा अतिशय महत्त्वाची टीप आहे, जेणेकरून आपल्याला एक प्रॉपर आपल्याला प्रॉम्प्ट मिळू शकेल. आता जे मॅडमनी आपल्यासमोर जे माझं इंट्रोडक्शन दिलं आहे ते सुद्धा अर्थातच ChatGPTनी तयार करून दिलेलं आहे. आता ChatGPTला स्वप्न पडेल का की मी कोण आहे, बरोबर? तर त्यासाठी आपल्याला काय करावं लागेल, ChatGPT, if we prompted the ChatGPT that give me the introduction of give me my introduction. Okay, but ChatGPT ला माहिती नाही की मी कोण आहे. मग अशा वेळेस काय करावं लागणार आहे, आपल्याला अपफ्रंट इन्फॉर्मेशन आपल्याला द्यावं लागणार आहे. ओके, आता अपफ्रंट इन्फॉर्मेशन देताना काय करावं लागेल, वी हॅव टू प्रोव्हाइड द इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट अवरसेल्फ. Information about ourselves, what we want to include in our introduction. Okay, मग इंट्रोडक्शन मध्ये त्या अपफ्रंट इन्फॉर्मेशन मध्ये आपण क्वालिफिकेशन टाकूया, एक्सपिरियन्स टाकूया, आपले जे पब्लिकेशन्स आहेत ते टाकूया आणि त्यानुसार ते आपल्याला इंट्रोडक्शन बनवून देणार. ओके, नेक्स्ट एक्झाम्पल, राईट अ विटी इंट्रोडक्शन ॲज अ स्पीकर अबाउट मी. हेच एक्झाम्पल मी तुम्हाला दिलं आहे. नेक्स्ट, better prompt काय, what will be the better prompt, paste full resume here. Type your resume, we all have our resume. Okay, copy that resume and paste it on the ChatGPT. Then below you given that prompt, given my resume above, write a witty introduction as a speaker about me. Okay, याप्रमाणे. नेक्स्ट, थर्ड, गिव्ह एक्झाम्पल्स आपल्याला देणं गरजेचं आहे, त्याशिवाय आपल्याला बेटर प्रॉम्प्ट मिळू शकणार नाही. समजा आपण एखाद्या गोष्टीमध्ये एक्सपर्ट आहो आणि एक आपण वेबसाईट तयार केलेली आहे ज्यावरती आपण त्या प्रकारचे त्यांचे त्या स्पेसिफिक फील्डमध्ये क्वेश्चनचे आन्सर्स देतो, म्हणजे त्यांच्या क्वेरीज सॉल्व्ह करतो. ओके, मग अशा वेळेस चॅटबॉट तुम्ही ऐकला असाल है ना, ChatGPT सुद्धा एक चॅटबॉट आहे. अशा चॅटबॉट्स आता प्रत्येक वेबसाईटवर सुद्धा अवेलेबल आहेत. मग अशा वेळी त्या चॅटबॉटचा अल्गोरिदम किंवा एक डेटा तयार करण्याकरिता आपल्याला एक क्वेश्चन जर आला आहे त्या कन्झ्युमरकडून किंवा कस्टमरकडून है ना, त्याचा आन्सर आपल्याला मिळवायचा आहे, तर काय करावं लागेल, वी हॅव टू पुट the previous question and answer to ChatGPT, and on the basis of that we will ask the next question. Okay, next. Suppose you want AI to reply to a user's question in a chat based format, you might include a previous examples of conversation between the user and agent. Okay, म्हणजे हे झालं एक्झाम्पल. म्हणजे काय होईल की त्या एक्झाम्पलच्या बेसवर तो काय करेल, समोरचं त्या क्वेश्चनचं आन्सर तयार करेल. ओके, नेक्स्ट. हां, फोर्थ, टेल AI व्हॉट इज द लेंथ ऑफ रिस्पॉन्स यू वॉन्ट. लेंथ ऑफ द रिस्पॉन्स यू वॉन्ट. आता आपल्याला सर्वांना माहिती आहे, समजा मी इथे जे आता आपण पहिल्यांदा जे उदाहरण घेतलेलं आहे, वी हॅव टेकन द एक्झाम्पल ऑफ द माय इंट्रोडक्शन. ओके, बट काहीच न लिहिता आपण जर तिथे म्हटलं की इंट्रोडक्शन मला पाहिजे, तर काय होईल की खूप साऱ्या त्याच्यामध्ये लिहून येणार. परंतु आपल्याला इफ यू वॉन्ट ओनली 2 पॅराग्राफ्स, 1 पॅराग्राफ, सो वी हॅव टू गिव्ह द लेंथ ऑफ दॅट रिझल्ट. किती शब्दामध्ये पाहिजे है ना. समजा एखादा तुम्ही पेपर तयार केला, त्याचा ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट सुद्धा तुम्हाला लिहून मिळेल. आपण सर्व यूज करतो आहे, सर्वांना माहिती आहे, काही जणांना माहिती असेल तर माहिती होईल है ना. एक पेपर आपण तयार केलेला आहे, त्याचा ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट जर लिहायचा असेल तर पूर्ण पेपरचा ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट सुद्धा अतिशय कमी वेळामध्ये किती शब्दामध्ये पाहिजे हे आपल्याला तिथे प्रोव्हाइड करावं लागेल. ओके, म्हणजे 152 प्रत्येक बघा तुम्ही कुठे म्हणजे कॉल फॉर पेपर्समध्ये लिहून असतं 150 to 250 वर्ड्स, 150 to 300 वर्ड्स. ओके, So you have to give the length of that response also. Okay. Next example 1, summarize the block, summarize this block. आपल्याला ब्लॉग्स आपण आजकाल म्हणजे वेबसाईटवर पुस्तकं शक्यतोवर कमी वाचायला लागल्यात आहे ना लोक, त्यामुळे ब्लॉग वाचायला जास्त सुरू झालेलं आहे. आणि ब्लॉगमध्ये वाचताना काय होतं की कधी कधी खूप लांब ब्लॉग्स असतात, मग ब्लॉग आपल्याला कंटाळा येतो. मग काय करायचं आहे, समराईज करायचं आहे. मग समराईज करताना आपण काय करायचं आहे की तो पूर्ण जो ब्लॉग आहे ना, तो पूर्ण ब्लॉग कॉपी करून ChatGPT प्रोव्हाइड केला. अँड त्याच्या खाली जर आपण लिहिलं की summarize this block in 200 words or 5 points, तर 5 points जर लिहिलं आपण तर it will give us the result in the 5 points, bullet points. Okay, or in the 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs or 200 words, 300 words likewise. Okay, next. थोडं फास्ट घ्यायचं आहे कारण पहिले वेळ संपलेला आहे. ऑर्गनायझरनी सांगितलं आहे की आपल्याला फार कमी वेळ राहिलेला आहे. नेक्स्ट 5th, याच्या अगोदरचं 5th झाला का? Define the expected format. Define the expected format. This is also very important. This tip is also very important. कोणत्या फॉर्मॅटमध्ये पाहिजे है ना. नेक्स्ट आता बघा, हा एक प्रॉम्प्ट आहे, एक बेसिक प्रॉम्प्ट मी तुम्हाला सांगतोय की एक सहज एक्झाम्पल. हे जे एक्झाम्पल्स मी तुम्हाला देतो आहे याचा वापर तुम्ही तुमच्या कॉन्टेक्स्टमध्ये वापरून बघा है ना. जसं आता इथे टी शर्ट, जॉगर, शर्ट याप्रमाणे ते त्याची प्राईस लिहिलेली आहे. आणि मी जर खाली म्हटलं मला पाहिजे ॲक्च्युली पायथॉन कोड पाहिजे याच्यावरती आहे ना, मला वेबसाईटमध्ये ते पुट करायचं आहे, पायथॉन कोड पाहिजे आहे, मला येत नाही पायथॉन, तरी पण सुद्धा मी ChatGPTच्या मदतीने पायथॉन कोड डेव्हलप करू शकतो है ना. परंतु जर मी तिथे लिहिलंच नाही तर कसं मिळणार आहे आपल्याला? ते टॅब्युलर फॉर्ममध्ये जर लिहिलं तर काय येणार, तिथे टॅब्युलर फॉर्ममध्येच आपल्याला इन्फॉर्मेशन मिळणार. आपल्याला इथे स्पेसिफिक तिथे मेन्शन करावे लागेल है ना. इथे काय लिहिलं आहे आपण, युझिंग द अबाव आउटपुट अ हिस्टोग्राम ऑफ द फ्रिक्वेन्सी इच प्रॉडक्ट अपियर्स इन द टेक्स्ट अबाव. ओके, याने काय होणार, एक टॅब्युलर फॉर्ममध्ये ती इन्फॉर्मेशन आपल्याला मिळणार. नेक्स्ट आता बेटर प्रॉम्प्ट काय असणार ते बघूया. हे सगळं तसेच्या तसं आहे, फक्त एक वाक्य आपण खाली लिहिलं आहे, एक पर्टिक्युलर प्रॉम्प्ट आपण खाली इथे मेन्शन केलेलं आहे, दॅट राईट अ कोड इन पायथॉन. ओके, तर अर्थातच काय मिळणार आपल्याला, पायथॉनमध्ये कोड आपल्याला मिळणार या टेबलचा. नेक्स्ट 6th, यूज सम ऑफ दीज हँडी एक्सप्रेशन्स. या आता मी जे एक एक्सप्रेशन्स तिथे दिलेले आहे, या प्रकारचे काही एक्सप्रेशन्स आपल्याला आपण जर इफ यू यूज दोज एक्सप्रेशन्स इन आवर प्रॉम्प्ट्स वी विल गेट द प्रॉपर रिझल्ट. ओके, एक्सपेक्टेड रिझल्ट्स. नेक्स्ट these are some phrases. Let's think step by step. This prompt is used when we are using to get solution of any mathematical problem. Okay, जर आपण जर याप्रमाणे जर प्रॉम्प्ट दिला तर एक स्टेप बाय स्टेप आपल्याला मिळेल. नुसतंच आपण सोल्युशन म्हटलं तर डायरेक्ट त्याचा आन्सर आपल्याला मिळेल. परंतु ही फ्रेज जर वापरली तर काय होईल की लेट्स थिंक स्टेप बाय स्टेप, ही जर फ्रेज वापरली तर स्टेप बाय स्टेप त्याचं आपल्याला सोल्युशन मिळेल. नंतर थिंकिंग बॅकवर्ड है ना. समजा जे इफ ChatGPT गिवन एनी काइंड ऑफ रिझल्ट अँड वी डोंट लाईक इट. ओके, सो वी कॅन गिव थिंकिंग बॅकवर्ड्स. थिंकिंग बॅकवर्ड मीन्स परत त्यावरती विचार करून नंतर रिपीटेडली आपल्याला ते रिझल्ट आपल्याला मिळणार. नेक्स्ट एक मिनिट. इन द स्टाईल ऑफ फेमस पर्सन. एखादा फेमस पर्सन, समजा इफ यू वॉन्ट एनी पोएम है ना, एखाद्या विषयावरती पोएम पाहिजे आहे, परंतु दॅट पोएम शुड बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इन द स्टाईल ऑफ रवींद्रनाथ टागोर. ओके, सो वी हॅव टू पुट लाईक दॅट. नेक्स्ट 7th tip, use proper grammar. This is also important. यूज प्रॉपर ग्रामर. म्हणजे त्याचा जे आहे त्याचं मिनिंग बरोबर निघायला पाहिजे है ना. जर आपण त्याच्यामध्ये चुकलो तर अर्थातच दुसरा म्हणजे रिझल्ट आपल्याला मिळू शकतो किंवा अप्लाइज होऊ शकते तिथे. नेक्स्ट फॉर एक्झाम्पल बेसिक प्रॉम्प्ट. आता इथे पहा मी इथे एक उदाहरण दिलेलं आहे. बेसिक प्रॉम्प्टमध्ये राईटचं स्पेलिंग बार WRT जसं आपण व्हॉट्सअपमध्ये वगैरे चॅटिंग करताना यूज करतो त्या प्रकारचं करू नये. ओके. राईट रेन ड्रॉप्स, पोएमचं पेम आहे ना, जसं आपण चॅटिंग करताना वापरतो त्याप्रमाणे चालणार नाही. एखाद्या क्षणी ॲझ्युम करू नाही टाकेल, कन्सिडर करेल, परंतु वी कांट गेट द प्रॉपर रिझल्ट, एक्सपेक्टेड रिझल्ट्स. बेटर प्रॉम्प्ट काय? इन द स्टाईल ऑफ रवींद्रनाथ टागोर, write a 8-line poem on raindrop, make it look like a sun. Okay. Next, be concise. This is also important one. Be concise. थोडक्यात we have to put your prompt very concise है ना. आपण एकमेकाशी बोलताना सुद्धा याचं भान आपल्याला ठेवावं लागतं. एखाद्याला गोष्ट सांगायची असेल, एखादी काही घडलेली आपण नॅरेटिव्ह सांगायचं असेल, तर जर आपण त्याचा पाल्हाळा लावला तर काय म्हणते समोरचा की अरे बाबा थोडं थोडक्यात सांग है ना. त्याचप्रमाणे दिस इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टंट. बी कॉन्साइज. यू हॅव टू पुट युअर प्रॉम्प्ट व्हेरी कॉन्साइजली. नेक्स्ट एक्झाम्पल. in this poem, what is the summary of the poem? Who is the writer? When was the song written? Give me a good publisher for the same. है ना. एका वेळेस 3 to 4 prompts are given here at the same time. At a single prompt. In the single prompt, he has given 4 prompts. Okay, it is not fair. Next, proofread. This is the last burst, but very important. Proofreading. कधीच म्हणण्यापेक्षा प्रत्येक वेळेस चॅट जीपीटीवर किंवा कुठल्याच AI टूलवर पूर्णपणे विश्वास आपल्याला ठेवता येणार नाही. ठीक आहे ना. कारण त्याच्यासाठीच प्रूफ रिडिंग अतिशय गरजेचं आहे. जे आन्सर जेव्हा जे रिझल्ट आपल्याला मिळतो आहे ना, तो रिझल्ट आपल्याला स्वतःच्या डोळ्याखालून एकदा घालणं गरजेचं आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये बऱ्याचशा चुका असू शकतात, एवढं लक्षात घ्याल. त्याच्यामुळे ही जी टीप आहे हे सुद्धा अत्यंत महत्त्वाची आहे. सो हा एक पार्ट आपला इथे संपलेला आहे. याच्यानंतर आपण वळूया हाऊ टू यूज द AI टूल्स. विच आर दोज टूल्स वी कॅन यूज इन आवर लिटरेचर सर्वे, लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू है ना. आता बॅक कर. येस. आता नेक्स्ट. हां, पण आता मला हे सांगावं लागेल. येस. बस. नेक्स्ट. Imagine a researcher buried under piles of papers trying to find one specific study. अशा प्रकारची तुमची हालत होत असेल सर्वांची, आपल्या सर्वांची, जे जेन्युअनली रिसर्च करतात है ना. एखादा रिसर्च आपल्याला स्टार्ट करायचा असेल तर त्यावेळेस लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू सर्वात महत्त्वाचा पार्ट आहे. हे सर्वांना माहिती आहे. जे नेहमी रिसर्च करतात आणि जे जेन्युअनली करतात है ना, सिरियसली करतात त्यांच्यासाठी, बरोबर. तर हा जो पार्ट आहे लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यूचा, हा अत्यंत महत्त्वाचा आहे. आणि अशा वेळी आपला मात्र एक म्हणजे खूप कसोटी लागते इथे है ना. आता याच्यामध्ये भरपूर सारे आपले वेबसाईट्स आहेत. सर्वात पहिले आपण पहिल्यांदा काय करत होतो, सुरुवातीला आपण काय करत होतो, गूगल सर्च करत होतो. परंतु गूगल सर्चवर इफ वी पुट एनी क्वेरी, एनी क्वेश्चन, इफ वी पुट दॅट application of artificial intelligence in library and information science, समजा ही क्वेरीज आपण पुट केली तर काय होत होतं की त्याच्यावरचे असणारे ब्लॉग्स, त्याच्यावरचे असणारे वेगवेगळ्या वेबसाईट्स आहे ना, निरनिराळे त्यांचे स्पॉन्सर्स ॲडसुद्धा, ह्या सगळ्याच्या सगळे लाखो तुम्हाला रिझल्ट त्याच्यामध्ये प्राप्त होत होते, बरोबर. पण हां, दुसरं एक काय करतो आपण नेहमी लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू करण्याकरता, गूगल स्कॉलर. करेक्ट. गूगल स्कॉलर एक थोडं बहुत एक चांगला आहे. म्हणजे आपल्याला कमीत कमी पेपर्स मिळतात आहे ना, रिसर्च पेपर्स मिळतात, स्कॉलरली पेपर्स त्याच्यामध्ये मिळतात. परंतु ते सुद्धा अतिशय वेग प्रमाणात आणि फक्त पेपर्सच मिळतात मानतो आपण, बरोबर आहे. परंतु आपल्याजवळ जर AI टूल्स जर असेल, त्याचा वापर जर केला तर अतिशय कमी वेळामध्ये अत्यंत चांगली इन्फॉर्मेशन आपल्याला मिळू शकते. हां, नेक्स्ट. नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट हे फोटो नाही येत आहे ना, लोड नाही होत आहे. मला हे कर. येस, हां, खूप सारे AI टूल्स रिव्ह्यू केल्यानंतर आय मेड धिस बकेट फॉर यू, है ना. 5 ते 6 AI टूल्स खास करून जे त्यातले काही पूर्णपणे फ्री आहेत, काही पार्शियली फ्री आहेत आणि काही पेड आहेत. पेडचा विचार नाही करू आपण, परंतु जे फ्री आहेत त्याचा विचार मात्र अत्यंत चांगल्या प्रकारे आपण इथे करू शकतो. फर्स्ट वन इज कॉन्सेन्सस. आता आपला जो वेळ कमी असल्यामुळे मी हँड्स ऑन घेणार नाही. माझी इच्छा होती की सगळे टूल्स तुम्हाला इथे म्हणजे त्याचा वापर करून दाखवायचा, परंतु तसा वेळ नाही आहे. मी तुम्हाला एक तुमच्यासमोर एक ठेवतो आहे ना, तुम्ही नोट करून घ्या, एखादा फोटो काढून घ्या आणि सर्च करा. ठीक आहे. कॉन्सेन्सस हा अशा प्रकारचा टूल आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये कुठलाही तुमचा जो रिसर्च टॉपिक आहे ना, तुम्हाला एखाद्या टॉपिकवरती रिसर्च करायचा आहे किंवा पेपर राईट करायचा आहे, तो जो टॉपिक जर आपण याच्यामध्ये लिहिला है ना, तर तुम्हाला त्याच्यावर आधारित असलेले आधी वर्क झालेले सगळे पेपर त्याच्यामध्ये मिळतात, बरोबर आहे. एवढंच नाही तर त्याचे जे ऑथर्स आहेत त्या ऑथर्सला कनेक्टेड कोणते पेपर्स आहेत ते सुद्धा मिळतात. एवढंच नाही तर ते सायटेशन्स मिळतात. तर तुम्ही हे एक्सप्लोर करून बघा आणि सगळेच आता समोर येणारे सगळे. नेक्स्ट, सेकंड वन इज एलिसिट. दिस इज ऑल्सो द व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट अँड व्हेरी काय म्हणतात त्याला, खूप ट्रिमंडस एकदम डायनॅमिक टूल आहे ना, लिटरेचर सर्वेसाठी, लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यूसाठी. यामध्ये सुद्धा एक कसं होतं की आपल्याला एक हा जो टूल आहे हा एक प्रकारचा सर्च इंजिन आहे ना, एक प्रकारे हे सर्च इंजिन आहे. याच्यामध्ये काय करता येतं की समजा आपल्याला एखादा एक प्रॉब्लेम आपल्याला म्हणजे डिफाईन करायचा आहे रिसर्चसाठी, परंतु त्याच्यावरती आपण पोहोचू शकून नाही राहिलो की मी याला कसं करू, म्हणजे हायपोथिसिस कसं फॉर्म करू, म्हणजे एखादी इम्पॅक्ट एखाद्या याच्यावर होतो, पॉझिटिव्हली होतो की निगेटिव्ह होतो हे मला जाणून घ्यायचं आहे ना. आता एक उदाहरण जर घ्यायचं राहिलं तर इफेक्ट ऑफ कोरोना ऑन हार्ट डिसीजेस है ना, असा एखादा टॉपिक आहे. तर आपल्याला जाणून घ्यायचं आहे की किती लोकांनी याच्यावरती रिसर्च केला आहे, कोणते पेपर्स आहे, आणि एवढंच नाही तर किती लोकांचं असं म्हणणं आहे की हो खरंच कोरोनाचा इफेक्ट जो आहे तो हार्ट डिसीजवर झालेला आहे आणि त्याचा परिणाम अत्यंत वाईट होऊन राहिला आहे. 70% तुम्हाला तिथे एक काय म्हणतात त्याला मीटर येणार, बरोबर. 70%, 60%, त्याच्यानंतर नाही म्हणणारे असणार आहे किंवा नलसुद्धा तिथे तुम्हाला मिळणार आहे. नेक्स्ट, थर्ड वन इज ओपन रीड. ओपन रीड ऑल्सो द PDF रीडर, PDF पेपर रीडर असं म्हणू शकतो आपण है ना. याच्यामध्ये काय करता येतं आपल्याला की एक पेपर आपला जो असेल किंवा एखादा एक पेपर आपल्याला मिळाला आहे, एक रिसर्च पेपर, आणि त्याच्या आधारावर आपल्याला एक आपला स्वतःचा पेपर तयार करायचा आहे. परंतु कसं पाहिजे आपल्याला की खूप सारे पेपर्स त्याच्यावरती असणारे जे आहे आपल्याला पाहिजे आहे. तर PDF आपल्याला इथे लोड करता येते. त्या पेपरची PDF यामध्ये आपल्याला लोड करता येते है ना. जशी तुम्ही इथे याच्यामध्ये PDF लोड करणार या ओपन रीड या AI टूलमध्ये, तर अर्थातच तुम्हाला सर्व तशा प्रकारचे पेपर्स पुन्हा तुमच्यासमोर येणार. ओके, ठीक. नेक्स्ट, हां, नेक्स्ट वन इज site.ai. ही सुद्धा अत्यंत महत्त्वाची अशी साईट आहे. AI टूल आपण त्याला म्हणू शकतो लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यूसाठी. ठीक आहे. नेक्स्ट, आणि शेवटची आहे सायस्पेस. ही सुद्धा याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा तुम्हाला म्हणजे एक सर्च इंजिनच आहे. PDF लोड करा किंवा तुमचा रिसर्च टॉपिक टाका, क्वेरी टाका, कुठल्याही प्रकारचा त्यामध्ये तुम्हाला सगळ्या प्रकारचे तुमच्यासमोर रिझल्ट तुम्हाला प्राप्त होणार है ना. म्हणजे ज्या गोष्टीसाठी आपण लायब्ररीचा उपयोग करतो ही एक लायब्ररीच असं समजा है ना. म्हणजे इव्हन लायब्ररियन्ससुद्धा अशा टूल्सचा वापर करून आपल्या युजर्सला अतिशय चांगल्या प्रकारे मदत करू शकते है ना. नेक्स्ट, रिसर्च रॅबिट, जबरदस्त टूल, एक नंबर टूल आहे. दिस इज ऑल्सो लाईक द प्रिव्हियस वन. रिसर्च रॅबिटमध्ये यामध्ये काय असतं की एवढं नेटवर्क आहे, एवढं 125 मिलियन पेपर्सचं नेटवर्क ह्याच्यामध्ये दिलेलं आहे रिसर्च रॅबिटमध्ये है ना. म्हणजे आपल्याला समजा आता समजा लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू करायचं आहे, एखाद्या कन्सेप्टवर आपल्याला पोहोचायचं आहे, आपल्याला एखाद्या प्रॉब्लेमवर पोहोचायचं आहे है ना. तर काय करतो आपण पहिल्यांदा म्हणजे प्रिव्हियस आपली प्रॅक्टिस काय आहे की 4-5 तशा प्रकारचे पेपर जे आहे आपण काढतो. तर हेच पेपर आपण आधी जे टूल्स पाहिलेले आहे त्यावरून काढले समजा, आणि काय करायचं ते पेपर्स आपण यामध्ये 5 ते 6 पेपर्स पुट केले. तिथे लायब्ररी एक तयार होते आपली है ना. रिसर्च रॅबिट नोट करून घ्या तुम्ही. रिसर्च रॅबिट यामध्ये 5 ते 6 पेपर जर आपण पुट केले तर काय होतं की त्याचे जे ऑथर्स आहेत आणि त्या ऑथर्सनी जे साईट केलेले पेपर्स आहेत ते सगळे पेपर तुम्हाला तिथे दिसू लागतात. इव्हन रिसर्च रॅबिटमध्ये दिसून पडते. तर अत्यंत महत्त्वाचं सेकंड पार्ट इज ॲक्च्युली दिस इज द थर्ड पार्ट ऑफ आवर सेशन, डेटा ॲनालिसिस. डेटा ॲनालिसिस हे तुम्हाला एक मी करून दाखवणार आहे. डेटा स्क्विरल हे एक टूल आहे बघा. काम करणं तुझं बस इथे. हां, डेटा स्क्विरल ओपन कर. पुट डेटा स्क्विरल इन browser, data squirrel. Okay, first one. या प्रकारचा such type of interface you will get and try for free or login कर. You can log in with your Google ID. वर असेल login. लॉग इन विथ गुगल नाही ते खाली कर. लॉग इन विथ गुगल, हां याच्या खाली घे दॅट हां अर्थ जगताप अर्थ. नेक्स्ट यस या याच्यामध्ये थोडं लिमिटेशन्स आहे. एका आय डीवरून तुम्ही 3 जे तुमचे जे फाईल्स आहे त्या आपण बघू शकतो आहे ना. 3 फाईल्स एका आय डीवर. तर आपल्याजवळ भरपूर सारे आय डी असतात, तर अर्थातच आपण अशा तऱ्हेनं ते पेड व्हर्जन जे आहे ते फ्रीमध्ये यूज करू शकतो. ठीक आहे. आता बघा याप्रमाणे न्यू प्रोजेक्ट करा. तर न्यू प्रोजेक्ट वरती न्यू प्रोजेक्ट. येस, यामध्ये काय करायचं आहे आपल्याला, जे आपण लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू झालं, ओके, डेटा कलेक्शन झालं, त्यानंतर गुगल फॉर्म आपण बनवतो, त्यामध्ये आपल्याला सारा डेटा मिळतो बरोबर आहे. एक एक्सेल शीट आपल्याजवळ तयार होते. ठीक आहे. आता आपल्याला करायचं आहे डेटा ॲनालिसिस फॉर अवर रिसर्च. वी हॅव टू पुट अवर दॅट एक्सेल फाईल और CSV फाईल इन धिस. येस, नाही कर ना, त्याच्यावर क्लिक कर. येस, आता डी मध्ये जा. डी मध्ये डी घे. त्यातली आता एक्सेल फाईल इज दॅट देअर. वर्क सर्वे, रिमोट वर्क सर्वे. येस, कुठली पण एखादी तुमची फाईल असेल ती ओपन. इट विल अपलोड ऑन दिस टूल. ओके, द प्रोसेसिंग इज गोइंग ऑन. येस, क्लिक टू रिव्ह्यू. आता इथे आपल्याला एक फॅसिलिटी दिलेली आहे. ज्या आपल्या फील्ड्स आहे आपल्या एक्सेलमध्ये, वी हॅव सो मेनी फील्ड्स. ओके, 10 to 15 फील्ड्स सुद्धा आपल्या त्या एक्सेल फाईलमध्ये राहू शकतं, किती राहू शकतं. तर हे सर्वांना तिथे आपलं कोणतं घ्यायची कोणती नाही हे सुद्धा इथे आपल्याला ठरवता येते है ना. कोण म्हणजे इथे दिलेलं आहे बघा, म्हणजे जे कॉलम्स आहेत रिस्पॉन्डंट आय डी, एज, ऑक्युपेशन, जेंडर, है ना, हे सर्व इथे दिलेलं आहे. ओके. आता ऑटो क्लीन ते सर्वच आपण राहू देऊया. ऑटो क्लीन, ऑटो क्लीन, येस, या प्रकारे इंटरफेस आपल्याला मिळणार. त्याच्यानंतर ऑटो ए आय, ऑटो ए आय मध्ये, येस, दॅट वन. It will take some time to execute the result. Okay, yes, see the magic, friends. ज्या कोणत्या फील्ड्स तुमच्या जवळ आहे, ज्या कोणते काय म्हणतात त्याला, हेड्स आपण म्हणू शकतो, कॉलम्स म्हणू शकतो, है ना, एज आहे, त्यांचं सॅलरी आहे, जे काही आपल्या रिसर्चमध्ये जे काही असणार, प्रत्येकाच्या तुम्हाला वेगवेगळ्या तिथे ग्राफ्स काढून मिळालेले आहेत. आणि ते ग्राफ्ससुद्धा तुम्हाला वेगवेगळ्या पद्धतीनं एडिट करता येतात, तुमच्या त्या फील्ड्स चेंज करता येतात, है ना. बघा म्हणजे किती सुंदर प्रकारे. आता हे कोणाला माहीत असेल, याच्या अगोदर कोणाला माहीत असेल तर हात वर करा प्लीज. नाही माहीत आहे तर उलट चांगलं आहे, म्हणजे मला म्हणजे आनंद आहे माझ्यासाठी की काहीतरी नवीन मी सांगू शकलो तुम्हाला, है ना. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. हां, तर दिस इज सफिशियंट आय थिंक. नेक्स्ट, नेक्स्ट, येस, नाही, फर्स्ट वन तिकडलं, येस. नेक्स्ट, आफ्टर डेटा स्क्विरल, Hellline. This is also the data analysis tool, but it is completely paid, guys. Okay, completely paid. Okay, leave it. Next, Weasley. This is very important tool for data analysis. Weasley. हे सुद्धा तसंच आहे. आता आपला जो वेळ नाही ना, तर मी हे सुद्धा एक्सप्लोर करून दाखवलं असतं. आपण नेक्स्ट घेऊया, परंतु तुम्ही नोट करून घ्या आणि स्वतः एक्सप्लोर करा, है ना. स्वतः तुम्ही करून बघा. हे खरंच म्हणजे नुसतं एक सेशन घ्यायचं म्हणून नाही आहे, है ना. आपल्याला कामाची गोष्ट आहे, कारण ऑल ऑफ अस हॅव टू डू द रिसर्च, आहे ना. म्हणजे जबरदस्तीने काय होईना पण आपल्याला रिसर्च करावा लागतो, ठीक आहे ना. काही काही जेन्युनली करतात, परंतु आपल्याला सर्वांना करावं लागतं ह्या साऱ्या गोष्टी. नेक्स्ट, रिसर्च स्टुडिओ. नेक्स्ट, चार्ट पिक्सल. नोट केला आहे रिसर्च स्टुडिओ, ते सुद्धा त्याच प्रकारे आहे, है ना. चार्ट पिक्सल हे ओपन कर. चार्ट पिक्सल, put the chart pixel in the search bar. Okay, the site of chart pixel will be appeared. Yeah, yes. Okay, then choose file. It will be in the D, yes, D कुठली पण एखादी. Okay, yeah, AI salaries, yes. Okay, we have put there one Excel file. Okay, सर्वात महत्त्वाचं, बाकी टूल्स मध्ये दिस इज कम्प्लिटली फ्री. कुठल्याच प्रकारचं इथे पेमेंट नाही आहे, कुठल्याच प्रकारचं प्राइसिंग नाही आहे, प्लान्स नाही आहे. पूर्णपणे फ्री हे टूल आहे, है ना. आणि चांगलं पण आहे, है ना. रिझल्ट ओरिएंटेड आहे. येस, ओके. द प्रोसेस इज गोइंग ऑन देअर. आयडेंटिफाय द सेगमेंट्स विथ मोर डेप्थ. Upload or drop your data here to create a project. The following files format are supported. Excel file put करू शकतो. CSV file means comma separated value. त्याच्यानंतर open source spreadsheet, PDF also, Google Sheet also, है ना. Generating charts. 35 charts have generated. Yeah, okay. Click here. सी द रिझल्ट, सी द मॅजिक ऑल्सो, है ना, मॅजिक आपण म्हणू शकू, है ना, कारण अशा प्रकारे कुठल्याच टूलमध्ये नाही आहे. एक्सेलमध्ये सुद्धा आता आलेलं आहे. एक्सेलमध्ये तुम्हाला माहिती आहे, एक्सेलमध्ये सुद्धा AI आलेलं आहे. ते सुद्धा मी एक क्षण तुम्हाला दाखवून देतो. आता बघा, या साईडला म्हणजे राईट साईडला ऑल द चार्ट्स आर गिवन इन द राईट साईड. ऑल द चार्ट्स, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारे चार्ट दिलेला आहे. पाय डायग्राम आहे, बार चार्ट आहे, कॉलम्स आहेत, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारे. आणि एवढंच नाही, समजा तिथे पाय चार्ट आहे तर त्याला तुम्हाला वेगळ्या प्रकारचा करू शकता, तुम्ही त्याला कलर्स चेंज करू शकता. आणि एवढंच नाही, आता समजा हां एक सपोज टेक दिस चार्ट, you can download it also and put it in your PowerPoint presentation, in your research, है ना, PDF file or your Word file. ठीक है, डाउनलोड, हां दाखवते. ओपन दैट फाइल, डाउनलोडेड फाइल, ओपन दैट डाउनलोड, हां येस, chart.16 png. दिस इज ऑन, सी गाइज. हां बघा, या प्रकारचं चार्टची PNG इमेज आपल्याला मिळालेली आहे. अर्थातच आपण ही PNG इमेज कॉपी करू आणि आपल्या पॉवरपॉईंट प्रेझेंटेशनमध्ये, आपल्या प्रेझेंटेशन असेल त्याच्यामध्ये म्हणा, किंवा आपला रिसर्च असेल, थेसिस असेल, सेमिनार असेल, जे काही आहे ना, त्याच्यामध्ये आपण अक्षरशः पुट करू शकतो. नेक्स्ट आहे येस, नेक्स्ट नाही ना, हां दिस वॉज द लास्ट. हां दिस वॉज द लास्ट चार्ट पिक्सल वॉज द लास्ट. आता एक तुम्हाला एक्सेलमध्ये पण सांगू देतो, कारण जरी तुम्हाला हे पेड वाटत असेल किंवा यातला हे तर पूर्णपणे फ्री आहे, पण एक्सेलमध्ये सुद्धा तुम्हाला ती फॅसिलिटी मिळते. ओपन द एक्सेल, ऋषभ, एक्सेल. तीच ओपन कर ना आताच. हां बस, येस येस बस. बघा, एक आताच आपण जे पाहिली होती ती ही फाईल आहे, AI सॅलरीज म्हणून, सॅलरीज ऑफ द एम्प्लॉईज आहे ह्याच्यामध्ये. आता याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला तिथे दिसते ॲनालाइज डेटा, वरती पा राईट साईडला ॲनालाइज डेटा. हां ॲनालाइज डेटावर तुम्ही जर क्लिक कराल तर प्रत्येक कॉलम वाईज तुम्हाला तिथे चार्ट प्रत्येकाचं है ना. आणि याच्या अगोदर जे चार्ट पिक्सल पाहिलं होतं त्याच्यामध्ये नुसतं चार्टच मिळत नाही, तर तुम्हाला ते त्याचं एक्सप्लेनेशन सुद्धा मिळते तुम्हाला ते खाली लिहायसाठी, म्हणजे इतक्या छान प्रकारे. ओके, तर हे एक्सेलमध्ये तुम्हाला सुद्धा तुम्हाला मिळू शकते. तर अशा प्रकारे मला जे वाटत होतं तुम्हाला तुमच्यासमोर प्रेझेंट करावं, हे सर्व तुम्हाला सांगितलेलं आहे. जास्त वेळ असता तर मी सगळं तुम्हाला एक्सप्लोर करून दाखवलं असतं, परंतु वेळेची पाबंदी आहे आणि इथे मी आपला लेक्चर संपवतो आहे. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच.
थँक्यू सो मच जगताप सर. तुम्ही आज खरंच खूप छान तयारी करून आलेले होते. मी सगळ्या या ठिकाणी उपस्थित सगळ्या म्हणजे पार्टिसिपेंट एक सांगू इच्छिते की सर स्वतः AIचे क्लासेस घेतात आणि खूप छान तयारी करून ते आले होते, पण आपल्याकडे वेळेचं बंधन असल्यामुळे त्यांना खूप लवकर आपल्याला क्लोज करावं लागलं हे सेशन. तर मी त्याकरता दिलगिरी व्यक्त करते आयोजकाकडनं. आणि आजच्या या सेशनला, लायब्ररी सायन्सच्या सेशनला मॅडम डॉक्टर बाराते मॅडम या ठिकाणी आल्या, त्यांनी हा सेशन चेअर केला, त्याबद्दल मी त्यांचे आभारी आहे. आणि तसेच जगताप सर भविष्यात आमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना परत एकदा मार्गदर्शन करतील हँड्स ऑन याच्यावर, तर त्यांना पण मी परत इन्व्हाइट करते आमच्या कॉलेजला आणि त्यांचे पण या ठिकाणी आभार मानते. करू वेळेचं म्हटलं ना, चालेल मॅडम प्लीज. आय रिक्वेस्ट मॅडम टू प्लीज, मी थोडं वेळेच्या ह्याच्यामुळे हे झाली होती.
Yes, we really understand that we are short of time, but I must appreciate Dr. Jagtap, the insightful presentation he has given today, and it was a feast for all the researchers to hear him, and we would like to hear you more, sir. I thank the organizing committee. I thank principal of Shivaji Science College, my mentor Dr. Mahendra Dhore sir, for giving me this platform to be amongst you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would request the computer session presentation to take over the dais. Sorry, sir.
We are about to start with the computer science session. I would like to request all the participants to please submit your PPTs to our technical team. Technical team.
लायब्ररी सायन्सचे जे विद्यार्थी आहेत त्यांनी कम्प्युटर डिपार्टमेंटला जायचं आहे प्रेझेंटेशन करायला, ओरल प्रेझेंटेशन. लायब्ररी सायन्स.
Honorable dignitaries, learned delegates, respected teachers and my dear student, a very warm good afternoon to one and all. With the blessings of our honorable founder, late Dr. Panjabrao Upakhya Bhausaheb Deshmukh, we, the Sri Shivaji Science College, is continuously thriving in the ocean of knowledge, and so here we are today. I, Ashwini N.D. Bobde, feel privileged to welcome you all on behalf of Organizing Committee of National Conference on Emerging Trends in Computational Science and Technology. The conference is organized by Departments of Computational Science, Sri Shivaji Education Societies, Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati, Maharashtra. Well, Albert Einstein once said, if we knew what we were doing, it would not be called research, would it be? So it is an occasion like this we get an opportunity to test our knowledge and understanding. We look forward to get an exposure about what the best of the brains thinks about this very dynamic topic of emerging trends in computational science and technology. Now I will start the keynote address of the session. It is my pleasure to invite Professor Dr. Muhammad Atiq Sir, Head, PG Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati, as the chairperson of the session. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request to call our today's jury, Dr. Varsha Tondre ma'am, Head, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Brijdal Biyani College, Amravati. Please be seated, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Moving forward, it's our honor to felicitate today's esteemed guest. I would like to call Dr. M.M. Bhonde sir to please felicitate our today's chief guest, Dr. Atiq sir, with the bouquet. Dr. Atiq sir has the experience of 23 years of teaching. He has been published his papers on 12 national conferences, 21 national conferences and 15 international conferences. Now I would like to call Dr. Zungare ma'am to please felicitate our jury, Dr. Varsha Tondre ma'am, with the bouquet and memento. Dr. Varsha Tondre ma'am is the head of Brijdal Biyani College, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Thank you, ma'am. We would like to begin with the presentations directly. I would like to request our chairperson and jury member to please be seated in front of the stage so that we can. Now I'll just read out the participants' name, so be prepared and ready. And those who haven't submitted their PPTs yet, please submit it with our technical team. I request Mr. Kunal Kadu to please hand over the files of evaluation sheets to the jury. First, I would like to call the first member, Ms. Swati Shiranga Khandalkar, Science College, Nagpur, to please present her paper on heart disease risk prediction through artificial neural network. First participant, Swati. The second one, Mr. Amol Ashok Rao Bodke, Shri Shivaji Science College, Congress Nagar, Nagpur. A paper on a review of trends and techniques in predictive analytics. I would like to request all the participants once again to please submit your PPTs to our technical team.
Ma'am, shall I start?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Good afternoon, all of you. Myself, Swati Srirang Khandalkar. Today I am presenting my research topic, whose title is Heart Disease Risk Prediction through the Artificial Neural Network. Next. Sir, next. Following as the flow of my presentation, the first one is the introduction, literature survey, proposed methodology, result and discussion, conclusion, and the last the references which I have used. Next, sir, please. Now the introduction. According to the World Health Organization, the cardiovascular disease is the one of the leading cause of the worldwide. The disease progression and morbidity. Morbidity is the rate of disease we can call as a medical condition that can be reduced by early detection using two preventive measures. The first one, which is the non-invasive measures, and the second one is the invasive measures. Non-invasive measures such as we can call as the medication, lifestyle changes, and invasive measures, that is the angioplasty or surgery. Early diagnosis of coronary heart disease can be challenging. Hence, the computer-aided method that has to be developed to detect and diagnose the heart disease of the patient. The advent of deep learning has created the more opportunity for the doctors and researchers to handle the CVD with new perspective and better outcome. The deep learning is a very useful technique which is in a healthcare sector, which is giving you the faster conclusion and probable result, and also giving the edge towards the faster conclusion and the result. Next. As we know that in a deep learning we have a lots of model. We can call as the ANN, that is the artificial neural network, convolutional neural network, recurrent neural network, LSTM, RBFN, restrict Boltzmann machine encoder. The lots of the models are there. I have to choose the one that is the artificial neural network. Basically, I choose this artificial neural network because artificial neural network, it is mainly used for the classification and the regression. Artificial neural network are the powerful tools that are used to solving many essential problems, just like the image augmentation, identification, factor prediction, in addition the classification task. Mainly, the ANN are used in genetic and clinical research also. Next. Now, the artificial neural network, it is categorized in a supervised learning. As we know that the supervised learning that contains the label data. So, now whenever in my proposed model, I have to take a data from the Kaggle, and that Kaggle data that contains the 14 attribute. Out of 14, I have to choose the one attribute which is the target. As we already mentioned that the supervised learning contains the label data. Now, this is the architecture of the artificial neural network. The artificial neural network contains the three layers. First is the input layer, second is the middle layer, and the third one is the output layer. In a input layer, we have a separate nodes and every layers having a activation function separately. This model having the three set of rule. First is the activation, second one which is called as the multiplication, and the third one which is called as the summation. Activation in the sense, the activation function, every layer should have their own activation function. In my proposed model, I have to use the rectifier linear unit, and the second is the softmax function. Next is this multiplication. Multiplication in the sense, every layer having their factors and every factors having their own weights. That means the Cartesian products of input along with the weight. That is called as the multiplication. Summation means every node having their patterns along with the weight together to form the summation. And this is the standard equation for the artificial neural network. Next, sir. These are my literature survey. Next. 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 Now this is my proposed methodology. Within that, the first is the data collection, data processing, feature selection, model selection, and the performance evaluation. This is the workflow of my experimental study. First of all, the data set, we have to collect the data set from the various sources, from the database, from the survey, from the sensor, or there are the lots of the method we have whenever we have to collect the data. Second thing, data pre-processing. In some cases, your data is having some error, having some missing value, having some duplicate value, having some spelling mistake, that we have to rectify by using the data processing. After data processing, then you have to split your data in a two section. First section we call as the training set, and the another one which called as the training data. We have to discuss later. Then after splitting the data, then we have to build a model with the artificial neural network. After that, your artificial neural network gives a performance measure, and at the end the result. Next, sir. As we discussed that the data processing means the whatever the data you have to collect, you have to transform into the meaningful information for processing for your algorithm. First is the data collection. Second is the data entry. Data cleaning means you have to identify and correcting the error, just like a missing data, duplicate data, etc. Data transforming means you have to transform your data in a meaningful form, just like a normalization, aggregation, summation. In my proposed system, I have to use the min max function, which is used to convert my text data in terms of 0 and 1. That means I will get a definitely accurate result. Then data analysis, data visualization, and the last one, which is the data interpretation. Next, sir. So, for my proposed data, I have to collect the data from the Kaggle, that having a 303 records, and that particular data set having the 76 attribute. Out of that, for my domain, I have to choose only 14 attribute. Within a 14, as we already discussed that ANN is the supervised learning, that's why I have to choose the 13, and then for next, that is the 14 one, which is the target attribute, that gives you the either that particular patient having a disease or not. Next. So this is my algorithm. Here I have to first of all I take a data set. We have to pre-process the data, and after that I have to divide my data into, I have to split my data in a two section that we call as the training set and the test set. And I have to split the data in 80-20 ratio. So in my database I have only 303 patient record. Out of that 242 records for the training and the 61 record for the test data. Then in a model creation, I have to use the one input layer, two hidden layer, and the last one of yours is the one output layer. Within that, in a first input layer, I have to use the 13 node, that is the features of my data set. Along with that, I have to use the reunion rectifier linear unit activation function. Also in a hidden layer 1, in a hidden layer 2, I also use the rectifier linear unit function. And the last, that I have to use the softmax function. This is specially used for the binary classification. Now I have to use for the learning rate is 0.001. Basically learning rate is in the range between 0.001 to 0.01. I have to choose a standard learning rate, that is 0.001. Next, I have to use the loss function, which is the space categorical cross entropy, which is also DREE for the binary classification. And the last, I have to use the optimization algorithm, that is the ADAM. Next, within a training, I have to use, the first time I have used the 100 epoch, then second, then third, then fourth 100, and after that I get the accurate result whenever I use the 500 epoch, and the last I get a model with the accurate result. Next, sir. These are the performance matrices. First is the accuracy, recall, precision, and F1 score. Accuracy that can be used to correctly predict your output. Next one, this is the, we can call identify the positive instant from positive sample data. Precision is nothing but the quality of positive prediction, and this one is the harmonic means of recall and the precision. Next, sir. This is the classification model of this, and this is the confusion matrix of my proposed system. Within that I have to get 35 patients having a risk of disease, then 21 having no risk, but this is 1 and 4 that can use a false prediction, that is the 4 patients having a false negative and 1 having a false positive. Next, sir. So the conclusion of my proposed system is that my artificial neural network model gives the accuracy, precision, recall and F1 square, which is accuracy is about 91.8, precision is 89.74, recall is 97.22, and the F1 score is 93.33. These are my references, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to announce that after 5 minutes there will be 1 ring, and after 7 minutes there will be 2 rings, so that you can conclude your session. Now the second participant, Mr. Amol Ashokrao Bodke, Sri Shivaji Science College, Congress Nagar, Nagpur, would like to present his paper on a review of trends and techniques in predictive analytics. Moving forward, the next participant should be prepared, Mr. Palash Praveen Feddewar from Sri Shivaji Science College, Congress Nagar, Nagpur.
Good afternoon, respected sirs and madams. My topic is a review of trends and techniques in predictive analytics. Myself, Amol Ashok Bodke. My second author is Dr. Manish Vanjari, and my guide is Professor Mahendra Dore. Dore, sir. Next. Introduction. Today's the information of big data means the large amount of data. They can give the analyst and researcher, they can access to the larger volume of data. The key features of the big data and characteristics are like the volume, velocities, varieties, validity and holabilities. My topic, the predictive analytics means use of data and statistical algorithm like machine learning techniques. They can identify the likelihood outcomes for the basis of historical data. Predictive models means they can develop the use of predictive values of different and new data. They can access the modeling result. They can present probabilities values of different and new data. Next. Predictive analytic process. In the predictive analytic process, they can involve the following several steps. They can access the data analysis. They can predict the future based current and historical data. Firstly, the requirement collection. In the requirement collection, analyst we give the know from what kind of clients, what kind of questions, prediction for the client wants. Second, that is the data collection. In the data collection, the analyst they can gather the data required in the analysis process. Third, analytic process is the data analysis and messaging. They can gather the data, they can convert it into the structured forms. Fourth is the statistic machine learning techniques. They can have statistic and machine learning techniques. They can apply it for that. Next, that is the predictive modeling. In the predictive modeling, they can make the predictive that can have to develop in the prediction and monitoring. They can analyze. Next, these are the first I say that requirement collection, data analysis, statistic and machine learning, predictive modeling and prediction and modeling. Next, in the predictive analytic opportunity, there have the several opportunity in the predictive analytic, that is the fraud detection. In the fraud detection, they can have prevention of criminal behaviors, patterns. They can also involve the multiple analytic methods. Second, that is the risk reduction. In the risk reduction, that is the predictive analytic, they can also have to buyer the customers services and consumer that they can credit the scoring, credit card insure. Next, that is the marketing campaign optimization. In the marketing campaign optimization, the predictive analytic, they can have the business to determine the customer. They can have responses, the cross sell opportunity. Next one, that is the clinical decision support system, expert system. Also they can have the predictive models. They can also play a crucial role for the diagnostic. Next, in the predictive analytic model, they have the different types of predictive models, that is the predictive model, descriptive model and decision model. In the predictive model, they can establish the relation between the unit performance and also they can have the attributes. They can have the simple units of different samples. In the descriptive model, also they can have the relation between the data and they can customers and group of data with respect. Decision models, they can have the relation between the data, decisions and also they can have forecasted to the decision customers. Next, some of the predictive analytic techniques. First one, that is the decision tree. In the decision tree, that is the classification model. In the classification model, there's like a tree-like structure. In the tree-like structure, they can have decision to the different potential outcomes, and tree-like they can split up the data into the different subsets. Next, second one is the regression model. In the regression model, that have widely used the statistical techniques. They can have also the relationship between the variables. Also they can have the relations dependent variable and independent variable. The difference between dependent and independent means how the data of dependent variable they can punctuate the values of independent variable. Next, Bayesian statistics. This technique also they can make the parameter just like the degree of beliefs. Next, gradient boost model, also they can have the predictive analytic machine learning techniques that can be used for the classification and regression between the basic scenario. Next, in the support vector machines, this kind of that is the machine learning techniques they can have popularly used in predictive analytics. In the associative learning also they can analyze the data for the classification and regression. Next, these are the time series techniques. In the time series technique, that is the statistical techniques, also they can collect the data on the successive time interval. Next, k nearest neighbor, that is the KNN, that is the non-parametric methods. They are commonly used for the classification and regression of this problem. Next. In the conclusion, in this paper we can discuss the different analytical trends and techniques. Also they can use the different predictive models. Also they can implement the advance of computer techniques and new techniques, number of models and techniques in the predictive models. Also this paper discuss the scope of new models and opportunity for the existing models. Next. These are the references. Next. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next participant is Mr. Palash Praveen Feddewar from Shivaji Science College, Nagpur. Ms. Arandi J. Mungure should be ready for the next presentation. Participants has to keep in mind that 7 minutes has been assigned for the presentation. So,
Hello.
presentations of subjects mathematics, geoinformatics, forensic science and library science has been continued in the AV theatre. So those who are sitting here with these subjects kindly go to the AV theatre of the same. Now here we have the Mr. Palash Praveen Feddewar sir. After that Miss Arandi Mungole ma'am. Later Mr. Devendra Chaurasia sir should be
folder.
ready.
It's in the folder.
I request participants to please submit your PPTs on prior.
Shall I start? Yes. Respected jury members, all the dignitaries, my fellow researchers and dear students. I am Mr. Palash Praveen Feddewar, Research Scholar, Sri Shivaji Science College, Nagpur and Assistant Professor, J.M. Patel College, Bhandara. Today I am going to present my paper, a review of 2 deep learning models for video processing along with my guide, Professor Dr. M.P. Dhore. Next. So this would be the contents for my today's presentation, where I would be telling you about CNN architecture, then we will see about the VGG net, then followed by the Inception or Google net, and conclude. I will conclude this session. Next. So introduction. As per a survey by BBC, there are more than 1.5 million surveillance cameras installed in India for 2023, and the amount comes to be as more than 11 cameras per 1,000 people. And I am not talking about this our social media surveillance. This is all about the CCTV surveillance. So you can imagine the amount of video which we are generating every day and every second. Traditional video processing techniques are pretty tedious and time consuming, because there we need to handcraft the features, and as well as the classification, regression and clustering tasks is also being done handcraftedly. Second, if we talk about the machine learning approach, there also the task of classification, regression and clustering is being automated, but the task of feature recognition is again handcrafted. So the researcher came with a new idea of deep learning, where the neural network, they have increased the number of neurons in the deep learning. So in deep learning there is a famous algorithm named as CNN. So CNN gives a very good results for this task, where it first of all extract the features by itself and then do the task. And in the CNN, it against the researcher again went deeper, and they again reviewed a new topic named as Deep CNN. So I have listed few of the models of Deep CNN which are readily available. These are pre-trained CNN models. For example, VGGNet, ResNet, GoogleNet, AlexNet, Exception, MobileNet and DenseNet. Out of which I have chosen two for today's presentation, that is VGGNet and GoogleNet. Next. So first of all, talking about convolution neural network. What is convolution neural network? First of all, the input, let's say that input is in the form of matrix, is been fed to the convolution layer where the convolution occurs. Now what is convolution? It is nothing rocket science, it's just a dot product of the matrix, input matrix with a filter. Now what is filter? Filters is again a matrix of smaller size, say 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 5 by 5, and it is a dot product which results in convolution. Now convolution is said that we use strive in here where that matrix filter is been shifted 1 pixel or 2 pixel at a time and it gives a resultant image. Then that layer is been that output is been put into the pooling layer. Now pooling layer, what does pooling layer does? Pooling layer actually again reduce the size of the matrix but keeping the features intact. It does not reduce the size of the input. Okay, so this is how convolution does. So the first phase, that is convolution and pooling, it results for the feature extraction, which is again not done handheld. It is done by the computer itself, and then that resultant is sent to the convolution neural network, as fellow researcher here just explained that how ANN works. So that same algorithm is applied in the fully connected network, and then it results in the classification, regression and clustering, whatever the problem is. Next. So why I have taken the two algorithms? I have listed 7 algorithms and I have just taken 2 algorithms. There is 2 major results. First is both these algorithms, VGG16 and GoogleNet, these were introduced in the year 2014. So what is new about 2014? So every year there is a data set named as ImageNet. ImageNet is a data set which have more than 16 millions of images. Now a competition was held. The name of the competition is Visual Recognition Challenge 2014. So in that challenge, the VGGNet, that is Visual Geometric Group of Oxford University, they have participated and they were the runner of that competition, where they have to classify 1000. They have given a task of 1000 group classification. Okay, so they stood runner up in that. There were in that VGG network we have 13 convolution network, which is a combination of 13 convolution and rectified linear network. We have 5 pooling network and 3 fully connected network. Output of this was a very good output. They gives output of 100 classification problem. Next. This is how a network of VGG architecture looks like. Next. This is the combination in which all the layers are been arranged, which I have already stated, that convolutional, max pooling, all are arranged in this fashion. Next. Then talking about the inception, this inception net is also trained on the same dataset, that is ImageNet dataset, in the year 2014, and this ImageNet dataset is been created by Google, and they are the winner of ILS VRC 2014, that is ImageNet Large Scale Visual Recognition Challenge 2014. It has total 27 layers, of which 22 layers are tunable and other 5 layers or max pooling are non-tunable. Next. This is how GoogleNet looks like. Next. So what's special in this is the inception model. In inception model, what they does is they use a filter of 3 by 3, 5 by 5 and 1 by 1. Yes, 1 cross 1 filter is been used in this, and this 1 cross 1 filter, what does it does? That it is very easy for computer to you do a dot product of 1 cross 1. So the computational power is been reduced. That's why this algorithm works very fast. Next. So this is the combination in which the GoogleNet is been used. Next. So to conclude, VGG have multiple 3 by 3 kernel size filters which are used for complex features, which are used to learn complex features. VGG convolution layers have 3 fully connected network, which because of which it is pretty slow and it is very time consuming, and it has achieved an accuracy of 92.3% in the top 5. The parameters required for them is 138 million parameters are required to train this network. Next. On the other hand, talking about the Google Net, so Google Net is pretty efficient because of 2-3 things. First one is it uses sparse connection between the activation function, that is every time not all neurons are active, few neurons are disabled, so that the process is speed up. Then we have the inception model, which uses 1 by 1 matrix that speed up the processes, and it reduces the parameters. So parameters are reduced from 138 millions to just 64 millions, and it has an accuracy of 93.3%, which is 1% greater than VGG. So next, this is where these are my references. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next participant is Miss Anandi Mungore, ma'am. After that, Mr. Devendra Chaurasia sir will be presenting the paper.
A good afternoon, everyone. Myself Anandi Mungole, and I am here to presenting my research paper, review research paper presentation on the topic of emerging trends and techniques in the 3D visualization for social media data analysis review under the guidance of Dr. K.D. Kadaskar sir, Department of Computer Science, Chandrapur. Next. These are the contents: introduction, techniques for the 3D visualization, applications of 3D visualization in social media data analysis, challenges, opportunities and emerging trends, conclusion and references. Introduction. Social media data analysis has become increasingly the importance in various fields such as the marketing, public opinion research and social sciences. And social media data analysis enable the businesses to understand the customer sentiment, target marketing efforts and make the data driven decision. Next. Importance of visualization in understanding the complex social media data sets. And the complexity of the social media data sets pose the significant challenges and analysis and interpretation. And visualization in the context of social media data analysis, visualization helps the analyst and explore the relationship between the users, topic and communities, uncover emerging trends, patterns and detect these sentiment shifts. Next. Importance of the data visualization. First one, helps to identify the pattern and trend, make to easier the communicate insights, encourage the exploration of data, helps to identify the outliers and provide the quick overview of the data. Next. Different 3D visualization techniques and point clouds represent the data points in 3D space. Visualizing the large data set, large scale of the data sets. Number 2, volume rendering, visualizing the volumetric data representing the dense and continuous data sets. Number 3, surface rendering, utilized for visualizing the geometric structure. And number 4, glyph based visualization representing the multivariant data set. Next. Application of the 3D visualization in social media data analysis, sentiment analysis, network analysis, trend detection, multimedia integration, geospatial and real-time monitoring. Next. Challenges. These are the challenges: scalability, interpretability, conceptual complexity, data heterogeneity, evaluation and validation, privacy and ethical concerns. Next. Conclusion. In this paper review has highlighted the I have reviewed the several research paper and significance of data pre-processing in preparing the social media data for the visualization. Next. These are my references. I have reviewed the several reference papers. These are references. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The next is Mr. Devendra Chaurasia, sir. After that, Ms. Manisha Mahadevrao Chavle, ma'am, will be presenting the paper. I request all the participants to please submit your PPTs on prior to our technical team.
Respected sir and ma'am, research scholars, students and ladies and gentlemen, myself Devendra Chaurasia, I am working Mineral Exploration Corporation Limited as a Assistant Manager IT, and I am registered as a research scholar under guidance of Professor Mahendra P. Dore sir, Sevaji Science College, Nagpur. This is my review paper on financial fraud detection using machine learning approaches. Yeah, next. Introduction. In this, we know that the financial fraud detection increased day by day. So many sectors, so many different type of organizations and institute. So you can see that there is no any manual process to identify the fraud detection type of frauds. So we are using here the machine learning techniques and identify that how can the fraud detection and fraud is doing so many organization and institute. Yeah, next. This is a category of financial fraud detection: credit card fraud detection, insurance fraud detection, money laundering, security fraud, identity theft. Yeah, next. These are the type of using machine learning languages and category of type of learning how we can detect the fraud. These are machine learning language like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi supervised learning and deep learning. In supervised learning, we can use a logistic reasoning algorithm, decision tree algorithm, random forest algorithm. If we are using unsupervised learning, so we are using anomaly detection, label preparation, self training data like that. And deep learning, neural network, convolutional network and recurring network. These are the category of using algorithm in fraud detection. Yeah, next. These are a type of financial fraud. These are the comparison sheet. If we are credit card fraud, so how many types of fraud in credit card and how we can detect in technique in fraud detection, anomaly detection, transformation monitoring. If insurance fraud, then deceive insurance company like fake bills and fake medical claims like that. And money laundering, we are also listening so many news in money laundering cases. Security frauds in trading accounts and some security bonds account, in identity thief like phishing in our banking accounts and online credit card payment, online scan code payment like that. Yeah, next. These are the comparison of machine learning algorithm in a fraud detection. This is a supervised learning, ensemble learning, deep learning and unsupervised learning. So how can we advantages and disadvantages using this logistic reasoning and random forest, neural network and isolation networks. Yeah, related to existing methodology, different researcher use different algorithms for the detection of fraud. So here I have presented the summary in my review paper for detection of fraud in machine learning algorithms. Next. I have also here learned the develop model for identify the fraud detection. Some already database available in internet like fraud NLP, SB mode database. So I am here using a R Studio and R Studio tool for develop any new model. So how we can develop any new algorithm for detection of fraud. The next. These are the methodologies for detection of fraud: feature engineering, model selection, ensemble technique, anomaly detection and model deployment and monitoring. So we have using this type of model in some already tool and already using machine learning as algorithm like support vector machine, LSTM machine and neural network, random forest algorithm, and some other extra algorithms. Yeah, next. These are the model I have developed for detecting a fraud. I have opened the available database in RStudio network, and here process the data and apply training set data. Open the database and some columns are merged and detect the how can layers are using the fraud to break the encrypted string, and how it will be suspected result provide in the fraud detection. So these are the scenario for detecting of fraud. Yeah, next. These are the conclusion of my research work. In this conclusion, I have tried to develop Ansible method. It's provide accuracy and robustic algorithm. Yeah. Next. These are my references. I have downloaded something 44 papers in research for the research work in Google Scholar, Springer, and some other tools. Right. Yeah, next. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. The next would be Mr. Tejas Wankhede, sir, will be presenting his paper. After that, Dr. Shilpa Survaiya ma'am will be presenting her paper.
Hello everyone, my name is Tejas Wankhede, MSc second year computer science student from Shri Shivaji College of Art, Commerce and Science, Akola. I am going to present my survey paper on drowsiness detection system. Next. For public, it is important to understand that anyone behind the wheel, regardless to their occupation or schedule, can be at feeling excessively sleepy while driving. Moreover, a concerning number of accidents occurs due to the consumption of alcohol by drivers. And the paramount concern here is that the grave threat to the life posed by accident caused by drowsy driving. Additionally, it is crucial to recognize that such accident can also result in significant financial losses. Therefore, all drivers should prioritize alertness and avoid driving when feeling excessively tired or impaired to ensure their safety and that of others on the road. Accident caused by driver fatigue or drowsiness pose significant concern globally, often resulting in several consequences. The survey emphasized the importance of drivers' recognition of drowsiness in maintaining road safety and reducing accident caused by tired driving. This is a drowsiness detection system working. What is drowsiness detection system? The system which detects the diver's fatigue is called as the drowsiness detection system. It contains the hardware such as camera and also the grave sensors and other for the facial track, and here contain the firstly the system contain video extraction, and after video extraction there is a detection of face takes place, and after detection of face there is a facial feature detection takes place, and after facial detection if the eyes are closed or mouth are open, then the system can give the alert, and this is by this system get work. These are my literature survey, and here there are many persons who can Nabi who can categorize the methods into feature based, image based and hybrid approaches enhancing detection accuracy, and also there have Hassan, Yang, Turkey, Das and Divala and Mishra who can also contribute in drowsiness detection system. These are some application areas of drowsiness detection system, or also it is used in automotive industry, transition services, fleet management, military, aviation, medical applications and also sports and fitness. There are also some challenges, data collection, then feature selection and engineering, global generation, model generation, sensor integration, real-time performance, privacy and ethics. These are the future scope, that is adaptation to different conditions, driver state monitoring, user interface and experience, multimodal sensing and long-term monitoring and analysis. The conclusion of this survey is that the drowsiness detection system can perform a very significant role in the detection of drowsiness of drivers. Because of this, the accident could be prevented. These are my references, and thank you. I will give a short demo of a drowsiness detection system. I am working on drowsiness detection system, but the project is not yet completed, but I will give one demo. Can judges check? The system give alert when your eyes are closed, and if you also yawn, then also the system give alert. Drowsiness alert. This is for car. Thank you everyone. If anyone has a question, I will answer.
Thank you, Tejas. After that, I would like to call Dr. Shilpa Sarvaiya ma'am to please present her paper on key role of physical unclonable functions in enhancement on every IoT node and device authentication. After Shilpa ma'am, we'll like to call Miss Kiran Verma ma'am to present her paper.
Hello. Okay. First of all, very congratulations. Shivaji College going well, successfully organized this national conference today. Now, I present my paper, key role of physical unclonable function in enhancement on every IoT node and device authentication under the supervision of Dr. D.N. Satange sir. Next. These are my contents: abstract, introduction, problem statement, security analysis of PUF. PUF means physical unclonable function. performance analysis of PUF, conclusion, their limitations, future scope, and selected references are used for this presentation. Next, the abstract of my paper is that hardware security primitives, physical unclonable functions. PUF is a electronics device like a chip, like a IC chip, and it is used to secure the hardware securities, or it is also used for authentication purpose. PUF are proposed as a robust and lightweight solutions to secure IoT devices. IC identifications and secure key generations. PUF means physical unclonable functions is inherited randomness in physical system. Create unique response for different challenges. Here we use in abstract we use the two mechanisms, challenge and response mechanism. The physical clonable functions is divided into two categories, strong and weak. In strong physical clonable functions, the mechanism of challenge and response pair is very large, and in weak it's limited, at least single one. Next, in introductions, the physical clonable functions were first formally proposed in 2001. At that time it is known as the physical one-way functions, that is POWF. After that it's come in 2002 in smart card. Then now in 2010 it is come in the fabricated IC, and after that now it is come in biometrics, and it is also in biometrics it is used for authentications purpose, whether it is used for the digital fingerprint. Then, what is the PUF? Physical unclonable functions. It is also known as a digital fingerprint for any smart device or any IoT device. Here we in this PUF we use the challenge, that is our input, and after processing that we get the output, that is the response, and the input is in the form of the binary numbers. It is any random number. After that we get the again output in the form of binary, because computer understand only the binary language in terms of zeros and ones only, and it's totally depends on the challenge and response mapping, that is unclonable and instance specific. Next, in this model we create a network model for IoT node and device authentications. Here we use the number of nodes from node 1 to the node n, and it's in node 1 we use the whatever we want, the different types of IoT devices, and each devices contain a individual or unique POF, and all these connect with the data server. Next, problem statement. In this problem statement we identify the authentications problem, different IoT devices connected to each other, whether it is authenticate or not. Next, this is my proposed work, secure analysis of PUF, means physical unclonable functions. My proposed work, I divide my proposed work in two phases. First one is the enrollment phase, and the second one is the authentication phase and verification phase. In the first phase we introduce my PUF with IoT device, and it's whether it is mounted with the IoT device. After that we check whether the enrollment PUF circuit is authenticated or not. Next, in this diagram I used authenticate device 1, device 2 and device n, and in this each and every device I use the chip, that is physical unclonable function circuit. Next, this is the required parameters and performance analysis of PUF, that is uniformity, uniqueness, unclonable and easy to evaluate, and one-way functions is totally unique and unclonable. That's why it is performed very well. Next, This is the after use the puff circuit in my IoT device, we get the results. Obviously, first of all, encrypted data. After that, we get the decrypted data. Next. This is the database authentication process. Here we use the challenges and response for every PUF devices. Every time we get the different challenge and different response because it is totally random functions generator. And here we get the C2 is compared with the R2. If C2 is completely matched with the R2, means the device is authenticated. If suppose the C2, another one is the C4 is compared with the R4, already stored the R4, and if it is mismatched, then the device is unauthenticated. Means we come here match C2 with R2 means the device is authenticated, and suppose C4 is not equivalent to the R4 means the device is unauthenticated. This data is already stored in the CRP database table for IoT devices. Means we totally use this physical unclonable function for testing the authentications of the device, and if suppose the device is authenticated, then another process or another procedure is performed, otherwise the process is not go forward. Next, these are the example of where the PUF is currently now using. There are so many examples like logical gates, any type of logical gates, digital chips and whatever. Next, these are the advantages. A word without PUF and word with PUF. अगर word without PUF रहेगा तो what are the effects, and after that using the PUF what are the effects are occur. Next, these are the conclusion. PUF are unpredictable functions. Try to hardware instance. Traditional use of PUF is for secure key storage. PUF are very inexpensive to release. Means it is cheaper as compared to the other devices, and easily integrated into the ICs, and PUF can be used as a trusted hardware for one-time use keys. Many recent security protocols are based on PUF. Reduce the cost, increase the security. It is the base objective of this PUF. Next, these are the all are the limitations, but due to the time constraints we use only the two main limitations is that electronic counterfeiting and the hardware type attacks. Is the attacks like is man in the middle attack and side channel attacks are possible in this circuit, otherwise no any type of attacks harmful to that. Next, these are the future scope. It is also useful for the random number generators and cryptographic key generators, low cost authentications, large number of challenge and response pair. Suppose we use the strong PUF, so we get the large number of challenge response pair. It is a benefit for secure the any authenticated devices or any authenticated data. Next, these are the references I use for my presentations. It is I use selected references for these presentations. Otherwise, in literature surveys, so many papers are for this PUF. But now in IoT, it is limited up to the 25 or 30 papers. So this is my presentations. Thank you. Any question?
Thank you, ma'am.
Any questions from audience? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next will be Miss Kiran Verma. She will be presenting her paper on a comparative study of feature selection techniques for high dimensional data. Next participant will be Dr. Rakesh Dhuare sir.
Good afternoon everyone. Myself Kiran Verma, research scholar and also working as an assistant professor in DRB Sindhu Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. The title of my paper is Comparative Study of Feature Selection Technique for High Dimensional Data under the supervisor Dr. P. Ajmire sir. Next. Now we see what is feature. Feature feature are the attributes, or we can say that feature is consider this phase in which the eyes, nose, ears, lip, teeth, the position of face and the color of skin are the features. Consider the another example. This is a medical example in which patient ID, gender, age, zip code, test means this attribute is known as a feature. The title of my paper, back. The title of my paper, back. The title of my paper is feature selection. Now we see what is feature selection and then high dimensional data. Next. We see what is feature, what is high dimensional data. High dimensional data, here the features, we see what is feature. Now the features, when the number of features are vast. Suppose in the previous example we seen that the features of the face are eyes, nose, ears. When the features are less, then that data is called as low dimensional data. But when the features are very high, the vast amount of feature means the features are in the figure of 50, 500, 100. It is very difficult to predict the data. There is a need of feature selection. Here is the feature selection. Feature selection is the process of isolating the data. Means here the remove the data which is redundant data, inconsistent data, irrelevant data, and here we remove the duplicate data. In here, consider this example which when the real life data set which is handled for predict the model which contain the number of high dimensional data contain the number of feature, the feature selection method reduce the feature. After feature selection method, the data is reduces, means the main purpose of feature selection method is reduce the data. When the data is reduced, that means the dimensionality of the data is reduced. It is easy to handle the data. Next. What is the need of feature selection? First is curse of dimensionality. When the data is very large, the vast amount of data means high dimensional data, it is very difficult to predict the accuracy rate. So here the curse of dimensionality remove by using the feature selection. The second is computational complexity. When the data is reduced means the data, original data and after selection data will be reduces. The memory size means time complexity is for training and testing data, it also reduces, as well as the memory required, that is space for the data, is also reduces. The other is interpretability. Interpretability refers to the prediction. When the new data is entered into the system, consists the data which is having the 5000 attribute, it is very difficult to predict the data, predict the accuracy of the data when among the 500 feature. It is easy to handle that data when the feature are reduced. So feature selection, the new data is predict by using feature selection is very easy. And other is when consider the another example in which personal if anyone want to the loan, why the file of that person is rejected. If the number of features is given, we cannot predict why the loan is rejected. But when the selected feature is given, real-time data contain the vast amount of feature. But after feature selection, the data will be reduced. The some amount of features are given. So the prediction of why the loan is rejected is easy to accurate find the reason about that. Next, these are the advantage of feature selection. As the data is the features are reduces, the size of features are reduces. That's why data are easy to debug. And when the size of data and number of feature are reduces, it is easy to understand the data. And also it is very easy to build the model, and the also remover we can say that the decrease the training as well as testing data time. And when the feature selection reduce the number of feature, so performance of that accuracy rate will be increases. And here the irrelevant feature means the feature which are not correlated to the prediction of model is also removed. These are the advantage of feature selection. Next. These are the types of feature selection: supervised feature selection and unsupervised feature selection. In supervised feature selection, labels are given with the data, and unsupervised feature selection labels are not given to the data. Next. These are the methods which are used for the feature selection. Filter method, in which filter method one feature, one single method or single feature, we can say that single feature are test for statistical data, means this feature is related, or we can say that it is correlated with a target attribute or not. Check if the feature are correlated, then it is present, other it is not correlated, or it is duplicate data. Or consider the example in which the medical diagnosis system, in which to predict the disease, it is not necessary to given the patient ID. So that type of feature will be deleted. Wrapping of data, here not only one attribute are test, here the wrap the data. And embedded method gives the advantage over the wrap method. And the hybrid method, hybrid method consists of the filter method, wrap method and embedded method. Next. These are the application of feature selection method: image recognition, bioinformatics, clustering, text categorization, system monitoring and rule indication. Next. This is a comparative study. When we use the RRF method, that is reduced redundant feature method, on colon data set, the accuracy will be 96. When we are using the SVM method, the accuracy will be 95. And when we use the hybrid method, SFE with RRF, then the accuracy is increases. The other example is when the SFE with PSO on the colon data accuracy also increases. Other method are information gain and Gini index, chi-square with respective accuracy rate. Next. Here the conclusion. The accuracy rate is depend on the input and the complexity of the data. Here it is observed that hybrid method improve the performance of accuracy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving forward, next Ms. Lekha Kothari ma'am will be presenting her PPT on the topic of artificial intelligence on powered self-sufficient. After that, Ms. Unnati Bondungwar ma'am will be presenting her PPT on a comparative study of an approaches of automated the detection of grammatical errors.
May I start? Hello one and all, this is Lekha Kothari from MSc final year Adarsh Mahavidyalaya, and today I will be throwing limelight on the topic that is, next, artificial intelligence powered self-sufficient home. Next. So first let's understand what are self-sufficient homes. So self-sufficient homes are nothing but a living space that are designed to be independent of the external resources, external infrastructure and also operate independently. Now you will ask that how we should attain self-sufficiency. So there are different ways to attain self-sufficient homes, that are, switch to renewable energy. Like from ages we have been generating energy but through conventional ways. So now it's a time to switch towards a renewable sources of energy like solar, wind and all that jazz. Next is reduce our reliance on electricity. Like I said earlier, we have to switch towards the renewable sources of energy like solar panels using for heater or instead of gas burning wood like that. Using on-site water. Now on-site water is something which is present near us and which is potable for drinking and other purposes. Next is growing our own food. Now in our kitchen garden we have various saplings of small vegetables also with some coriander leaves or curry leaves. So that is a medium to decrease the usage of chemical fertilizers and using a natural product. Next is using eco bricks. Eco bricks is something inserting the plastic wrappers or something related to plastic in a plastic bottle and using it as a brick instead of the clay or sand bricks, which is more durable and also waterproof in nature. The last one is handling our own waste. We should understand that what kind of waste we are generating and how to handle it. Like we have 4 types of dustbin like red, green, yellow and blue. Next. So the first aspect is energy generation. So how if we, what if we connect AI with energy generation? So there are 2 ways to do it, like AI optimized solar panels. Now we use solar panels which are normal in nature, but what if we connect AI with it? So what it will do is, it will optimize the energy efficiency levels and also tell the users or the owner that when is the maximum energy generated by studying the various weather conditions. Next is AI powered wind turbines. Now wind turbines are generally static in nature, that is they are placed in a single direction and moves within that condition only. But if AI is infused there, so AI will study the weather condition and the wind conditions and it will move the blades of that wind turbines according in the direction of the wind so that more energy can be generated. Next. So now we have generated the energy. What about its storage and management? That is also important. So there are 2 ways, that is AI managed battery system and predictive analytics. So by using predictive analytics of the user or the owner, that what kind of or what amount of energy is used by the user or the owner, the AI will suggest that when is the maximum users possible or when is the best efficient way possible. Next. Smart appliances and energy efficiency. Now we have all heard about these smart appliances, but what are those smart appliances if infused with more AI possible? So those smart appliances will study the user's history, that at what time user is using those smart appliances. So when is the, it will switch it on and off according to the user's history data which is available to it, which will reduce the power consumption and it will be more efficient in the longer run. Next. Next is intelligent climate control, which includes HVAC system, that is heating, ventilation and air conditioning system. So according to it, according to the atmospheric weather, this system will automatically increase or decrease its temperature rather than we getting disturbed to do it. Like when we sleep, we turn on the AC, but after some time we feel cold and we have to get up or disturb our sleep to do that. But what if AI will do it? Also, like we use OK Google or Siri, Alexa, likewise these kind of natural languages will be processed with, by these smart appliances. Next. What can be the best day talking about water management other than, because it's today the World Water Day. So in water management, there are 2 things like AI-driven water conservation and intelligent irrigation system. Now sometimes what happens that when farmers turn on the irrigation system, after some time it's raining. So there is water wastage, plus also there is reduction in the soil fertility and increase in the soil salinity, which mitigates the crop yield or crop fertility. So when AI is infused in it, the farmer will be known that whether it's going to rain or not, so which will help it in the longer run. Next. So these can be considered as advantages, key takeaways, also the conclusion of this topic, like it includes cost saving and a bill-free life, because you have solar energy, you have water conservation, you have your own food, so you will not get any kind of bills. Self-dependable power and water supply. emergency preparedness. That is, if there is power cut in the town, no worries. If there is no water supply, no worries. An eco-friendly and sustainable lifestyle will be there in the longer run. A promising path to sustainability as we are not using any fossil fuels. Environmental stewardship as we are using natural resources with a responsible way. Economic viability will be there because we will live a bill-free life. Enhanced quality of life will be there, which will have a good societal impact. Next. So this was all about my topic. These are the references which I have used. This was all about my title. Thank you so much for your time and patience.
Thank you. Next will be Miss Unnati Bondulgalwar ma'am will be presenting her paper. After that, Mr. Praful Mankar sir will be presenting his paper.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Unnati Mangesh Bongulwar. I am from Rijlal Biyani Science College. Today I am here to present my research paper on a comparative study of an approaches of automated the detection of the grammatical error. Next. Firstly, the abstract introduction, approaches, issues and advantages and conclusion. Abstract. These features compare the effectiveness of the rule-based and machine learning approaches in automated grammatical error detection. Through extensive testing and analysis, it aims to determine which method yields higher accuracy and efficiency in identifying and correcting grammatical errors in a written text. So, grammatical errors is slow down or block the quality or efficiency of a written text. Then whether it's in a academic papers or in a professional document or even everyday in a communications. That's why the approaches are come and help us to detect the grammatical errors. Then the various approaches are used developers and researchers to identify the errors or to solve these challenges. Next, please. Next. There are few approaches. First is rule-based, second is statistical, and third one is hybrid. In the rule-based approach, it depends on the predefined grammar rules, and by comparing this rule-based approach, it compares the text against the set of rules, and it compares the text against the set of rule, and the system can give the flag potential mistake for and suggest the correction. Then it is used for the simple error detection, and it is used for the simple error detection, or it may be struggle with the complex grammatical issues. Next is the statistical model. A statistical model in automated detection of the grammatical errors is used in a large set of data. By building the statistical model, the system can make the predictions about the likelihood certain phrases, and it is used for the common errors. It is used for the common errors with the limitations hiding the least efficiency. Next is the hybrid model. In hybrid model, in the automatic detection of the grammatical error, it can combine the both rule-based and the machine learning. In the rule-based approach, by leveraging the rule-based approach, it can depends on the predefined grammar rule with the patterns and the probability of the errors. The main aim of the hybrid model, it can improve the quality or the efficiency of the written text. Then next. There are few issues of the automated approaches of the automated detection of the grammatical errors. In the rule-based approach, there is a coverage, complexity, or the false positives. Then in statistical model, lack of linguistic rules and hiding rare or uncommon. Or in hybrid model, complexity in implementations or balancing precious and recall. And there is few advantages. In a rule-based approach, there is a transparency, customization. In this rule, there is a easy to delete or insert or update and modify the data. And explanation. Statistical model, there is a hybrid potential and flexibility and adaptability. Comparing the rule-based approach, the adaptability is more than the rule-based approach. And in hybrid model, robustness and customization. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. मनोज तिवारींचं नावच कुठे जुनखरे मॅमनी कॅन्सल करायला सांगितलं त्यांनीच मला कॅन्सल करायला सांगितलं काय करू सर With this, all the participant has given their excellent presentation on their respective papers. Now I would like to call Dr. Varsha Tondre ma'am to please share her thoughts on this occasion of national conference. Ma'am, please.
Very good evening to one and all present here. All the papers are nicely presented in this paper presentation competition. All the papers are nicely prepared and they had worked hard on that papers. They had uses, there are different references, number of references they used. Some of the papers are very good, but we are unable due to time that all presentations we can't take here as per the organizers. That's why I congratulate all the researchers and their presenters for this presentation. Thank you for the calling me.
We have one participant, Miss Shravani Barapure from Sipna College of Engineering and Technology, Amravati. I would like to call her on stage to present her paper on AI-driven transformation on urban landscape, a review of smart city implementation. Miss Shravani Barapure.
A very good afternoon to the honorable dignitaries. I am Shravani Shashikant Barapure, student of second year Sipna College of Engineering and Technology from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. My today's topic of presentation is AI-driven transformation of urban landscape, a review of smart city implementation. Now here, you will be having three main topics over here: artificial intelligence, ICT, and IoT, where the artificial intelligence is known as augmented intelligence, where we have to train a machine with the intelligence of the human inbuilt in there. For providing the information to the machine, we have to communicate with the machine by given the trained set of data to it. By giving a trained set of data to the machine, we are having ICT, information communication technology over it. For the information communication technology, we can able to communicate device and device, transmit the information from one device to another. And for that purpose, we need the network connectivity between them. So that is provided by IoT, that is Internet of the Thing. Next slide, please. So in the city, basically, we are seeing that China, we can take an example of China University, where the student sitting in the class can monitor by such a small piece of camera over there. So teachers can monitor them if they are concentrated in a class or not. हम अगर बैठे हैं यहाँ पे आधी से ज़्यादा जन बैठे होंगे, पर पता नहीं होगा किसका concentration है कि नहीं है. So from that camera, we can take a note of that student sitting here is concentrated or not. So by using such an implementation in the city, which can be driven a city from one level to the another level. Next slide, please. So we can take an example that India is one of the largest country with having the highest population over here. So we can take example of Japan, Switzerland, Singapore, and many more countries have already developed a model of the smart city implementation. But India still now hasn't completed their model. So for that purpose, we need the efficiency, improve safety, and community engagement. By giving an AI smart driven city, we will able to see another concept of India over here. Next slide. These are the example of few cities that already have taken the AI as their smart city. Another slide. So there are some challenges over here. Now we can take an example of that there is one teacher in Kerala or in the South India, she's just now invented over there. She is able to teach the peoples or the students in the class in the three languages, that is Hindi, English and Malayalam. So she is the AI robot model over there and she is able to teach the people over there. So we are having many development in many field over here. Next slide, please. By using AI in many sectors such as healthcare, mobility, transportation, and many more. So we can use the AI in every sector with a sufficient use of that. AI has two types, weak and narrow AI. In a narrow AI, AI is trained about some particular reason over it. In the weak AI, in general AI is able to facilitate over many tasks at one time. अगर हमने एक ह्यूमन को काम दिया, so he can perform many tasks at one time. He can do study, he can do work, he can do rest, he can watch TV at one time also. But in the case of AI, most of the models are trained on narrow AI, which is able to do only one task at one time. If we want to make such a model, especially in a particular field, so we will able to get a particular field with an expertise in it. Next slide. These are the efficient resource allocation and data-driven decision making over here. Next slide. So these are the area where we can implement the AI. Mobility, education, healthcare, environment, governance, living and infrastructure, economy. In the mobility area, a smart city mobility network is network of intelligent transformation and mobility. And the environment, what we can inbuild in that area. The traffic management, autonomous and sustainable mobility, supply chain relation, smart routing and parking. These are the techniques which we implement our country also. Education, smart education is learning of paradigm tailored to needs the emerging digital native generation. smart classroom, virtual reality based learning platform, student tracking management, learning tool for special needs students, smart library. Healthcare. Healthcare is a healthcare delivery method that uses the variable tech, the IoTs and mobile internet. So in here we can develop smart hospital, telemedicine, telenursing, smart healthcare tracking, e-health record, patient monitoring, pandemic prediction. In the case of environment, air quality management, weather monitoring, waste management, water management, smart irrigation, photovoltaics. In the governance, e-governance, decision making, politics, disaster prevention, management and urban planning. In living and infrastructure, smart buildings, smart home, smart education, smart tourism, smart policy. Economy, smart business, e-commerce, retail, smart peer, labor, smart supply chain, smart sharing services. Next slide, please. Next slide. I'm having some video about AI smart driven city, so I would like to show you that video. Play it.
We would like to conclude the session.
Ma'am, actually I have not given my time properly. पहले आपने बोला था कि मेरा टाइम स्लॉट है, पर आपने तो मेरे को टाइम स्लॉट दिया नहीं.
अभी आपको दिया है टाइम.
Will be living in cities covering less than 2% of the Earth's surface. Never have cities been so challenged, and the trend continues to grow. This raises many issues. Pollution, infrastructure access, traffic congestion, mobility, safety, and the health of residents are only a few examples. The development and combination of new technologies, such as the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, offer a multifaceted solution, the smart city. Smart cities are hyper-connected cities, technologically equipped to improve the lives of their residents. In Mexico, some neighborhoods are still struggling to get permanent access to electricity. So the city installed sensors to analyze the use of electricity in various sectors, so as to optimize energy distribution across the grid. As a result, less frequent power cuts and better distributed energy. In the United Kingdom, the city of Bristol created the Data Dome, a public platform where information on traffic, air quality, noise, or even the city's governance can be shared. They want to grasp the city's pulse by exploiting this data and give local players, citizens, and entrepreneurs the means to build the smart city that truly suits their needs. At AXA, we want to provide our know-how to enable public authorities, businesses, and society as a whole to better anticipate the future and thereby protect all actors living and creating the cities of tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Now with the permission of jury, I would like to conclude the program. Before that, I would like to thank everyone for your patience and listening to the presentations very well. I would like to thank our jury, Dr. Ma'am, for present here and supporting us for this program to conclude. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Good evening, all of you. We are going to start the valedictory function of the National Conference on Emerging Trends in Computational Science and Technology, organized by the Departments of Computational Science. I welcome the honorable guests. I request the honorable guest to be seated on the dais. I request Honorable Dr. G.V. Korpe, Principal of Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. The chief guest of today's valedictory program, Honorable Dr. Swati Sherekar, Director, Innovation, Incubation and Linkages, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati, to be seated on the dais. I also welcome Dr. Vijay Gayakwad, Head of Department of Mathematics, who is the convener of this conference. I welcome the IQAC Coordinator, Dr. W.S. Burde, Head, Department of Physics. First of all, I pay sincere tribute to the Founder President of Sri Shivaji Education Society, Dr. Punjab Rao alias Bhausaheb Deshmukh and Sant Gadge Baba. It's a matter of great pride for all of us to organize this national conference on emerging trends in computational science and technology in the year of 125th birth anniversary of our founder president. I, Dr. Vaishali Deshmukh from the Department of English, heartily welcome you all. We have come towards the end of the scientific journey embarked by the brightest and enthusiastic scholars across the nation. Today, I also welcome all the participants, teachers, research scholars, students, media persons, and all the teaching and non-teaching staff of the college. Let us welcome the guests on the dais. Our college has achieved numerous milestones, including DBT Star College under the able leadership of our principal, Dr. G.V. Korpe. I request Dr. U.M. Patil from Department of Mathematics to welcome Dr. G.V. Korpe sir, the chairman of today's valedictory function. Thank you, sir. It's a matter of great pride and privilege for all of us to have Dr. Swati Sherekar, Director, Innovation, Incubation and Linkages, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati, as the chief guest for the valedictory function. We would like to express our joy and gratitude by felicitating her. I request Dr. Vidya Gayakwad, the head of the Department of Mathematics and the convener of the conference, to felicitate her. Thank you, madam. She is being felicitated by offering her a lovely sapling and a memento and a book. Today's conference aimed at kindling the scientific temper among the scholars and provided them a great platform. To throw more light on the conference, I would like to call Dr. Revati Khokle, the librarian of the college, to present the report of the conference.
My tribute to Dr. Punjab Rao Deshmukh. I know we are running short of time, so in brief, I will read today's report. Total registration we got, this is 337, out of which 118 Computer Science, 117 Mathematics, Statistics 2 registration, Library Science 13 registration, Geology 28 registration, and other 19 registration. The conference started with keynote address of Dr. K.V. Kare, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Lonare. Online, he guided us today on the AI and the impact of AI on the society. Followed by invited talk by Mr. Rakesh Mia, Director, Applied Forensic Science Laboratory, Indore, MP. The session was chaired by Dr. Thakare. The next session started after lunch by Dr. Sudha Rani Dehri, Department of Mathematics, Hislop College, Nagpur, and the session was chaired by Dr. Vidya Sharma Madam of Narsamma College. The last session of invited talk was Dr. Vivek Jagtap, Librarian, SPM, Science and Gilanic Arts Commerce College, Ghatanji, Yavatmal. He presented the use of AI in research and methodology for the research students especially. He guided all the AI tools, how we can write the review of literature and research paper, and also for the PhD scholars. After this, we started for the oral presentation. The oral presentation for computer science was presented in the C.V. Raman Hall. Total 18 presentations were presented by computer science. AV theater, the presentation was mathematics, that is 18 presentation, geology 4 presentation, and library science 3 presentations were, oral presentations was given by the students. So this is to the report of today's, on the whole conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. The report presented by Kukle madam was the evidence of the success of the conference. The success of any event is measured by calculating how much the participants are benefited by it. Let us hear the feedback of the conference from the participants. I would like to invite any participant, if he or she is willing, to give their feedback on the conference. If anybody is willing to present the feedback, I welcome them. Professor Anita Dubey madam would like to give her feedback.
Good evening to all the respected one on the all the dignitaries on the dais of the dais. I'm Anita Dubey, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Shivaji College, Akola. Actually, today's conference was so good. Means what I can talk about it. First, it starts with inaugural session, and Dr. K.V. Kare has given keynote address. So, sir has explored the research areas that are relevant to today's scenario, and which was insightful and thought-provoking. After that, next invited talk by Mr. Rakesh Mia, he tells everything, all the details about the forensic science, which was very good. After that, Dr. Sudha Rani ma'am, she has also explored many areas regarding mathematics. And after that, Dr. Vivek Jagtap sir, he has given many tools which are useful for the researcher, and he has given some demo also. After that, I appreciate the efforts taken by all of the organizing committee. I sincerely congratulate you on the success of this conference, because it was really very well organized and well balanced. The venue and lunch menu was very good. Means we enjoyed the lunch, and food for brain was also too good. So this event was really nice. Mahatma Gandhi has beautifully said, live as if you were to die tomorrow, and learn as if you were to live forever. And really, for learning, we need such a sort of platform, and Shri Shivaji Science College Amravati has given such a wonderful platform for all the researcher. So we get lot of good things from this. So thank you everyone who work for this conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dubey madam. Your feedback has really boosted our confidence to organize many such events. Let us move on to the most awaited part of the event, that is prize distribution. I request Honorable Guest Dr. Sherekar ma'am to give away the prizes to the winners in poster presentation and oral presentations. Let me announce the winners of the poster presentation first. The winners from the mathematics and statistics departments are: the first winner is Renuka Dhoke from Shivaji Science College, Amravati. Congratulations, Renuka. The second prize winner is also from Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. She is Jannavi Kene. The winners from Geoinformatics. First prize winner is Shweta Mahalle from RTMNU University, Nagpur. Shweta Mahalle. If anybody is there to collect the prize on her behalf. The second prize goes to Nandini Durge from Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. Winners from the Forensic Science Department. First prize winner is Akanksha Pinjarkar, again from Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. Akanksha Pinjarkar. Second prize goes to Kunal Bhagat from MGM University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. Winners from the Computer Science Department. First prize goes to Ritesh Pawar, again from Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. Second prize winner is Prachi Navle from Bharatiya Mahavidyalaya, Amravati. Prachi Navle from Bharatiya Mahavidyalaya, Amravati. Now let me present the winners from oral presentations. The first prize winner from Library Science is Mayuresh Ingole, Sri Shivaji Arts and Commerce College, Amravati. Second prize goes to Rushabh Dahake from Bharatiya Mahavidyalaya, Amravati. Rushabh Dahake. Winners from the oral presentation. First prize winner from Forensic Science is Mangesh Dhore. Mangesh Dhore. Second prize goes to Kuratal and Kausar Ansari. From Mathematics Department, first prize winner is Mayuresh Ingole. Second prize goes to Vrishab Dahake. From Geoinformatics, first prize winner is Ruchita Pandey. And second prize goes to Pratik Nichal. The winners from Computer Science Department, the first prize winner is Swati Kandalkar. And the second prize goes to Palash Fedewar. Thank you so much, Madam and Sir. I congratulate all the winners who have truly set their foot towards the scientific excellence of the nation. Thank you so much, all the guests, for distributing the prizes. We are extremely elated to have Dr. Swati Sherekar ma'am as the chief guest for today's valedictory function. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our guest briefly. Dr. Swati Sherekar, Director, Innovation Incubation Linkages Center, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati Vidyapit, Amravati University, Amravati. Recently, she is nominated as a member on a committee constituted by State Government of Maharashtra to check quality education and implementation of new education policy in Maharashtra. She has an excellent academic achievements, including more than 100 research papers published in international journals and more than 100 invited talks at national and international levels. She is an ACT peer team member. She is All India Trainer for Capacity Building Program for Women working in higher education. She is a recipient of many prestigious awards and honors. Her another remarkable achievement is that she has filed 2 patents so far. We are honored to have a person as a chief guest who has worked efficiently in all the walks of education, including organization of workshops, seminars, conferences, academic participations, and socially relevant activities. I request her to share her knowledge and expertise in the field to enlighten the audience.
Good evening, one and all. Respected dais, chairperson of today's valedictory function, Korpe sir, then respected professor from this esteemed organization, all the faculty members, all the delegates who have presented here throughout the day for this particular conference, and my dear student friends. Today, Shivaji Science College has taken a very good initiative and organized a huge conference and the parallel conferences. So I must congratulate the Korpe sir and his entire team that those who had contributed to do this particular conference a successful event. The conference, whatever it is organized, on the baseline, the theme it is emerging trends in computational science and technology. Now, all of us are very much aware about the computer science and the technologies involved in the computer science nowadays. Computer science, what we discussed in Sir's cabin, that now not a single discipline or the subject who can survive without the computer science. Computer science and IT, it is the backbone of every subject, whether it is a physics, chemistry, physical education or whatnot, library science. Everywhere we are able to see the role of the computer science, which really gives you, or what we can say, the effective and efficient use of the different day-to-day tasks, whatever you are doing manually. Nowadays, we are doing all these tasks with the help of computer science and now AI generated tools. Now we are moving in the age of the AI, machine learning and the big data. Most of the research papers might be presented on this particular topic, and this AI and ML technique now really changed our lifestyle also. If you seen back 10 or 15 years ago, our lifestyle was different, and nowadays we have totally different lifestyle. Everything nowadays it is on our fingertips. Whether it is your railway reservation, whether it is your flight reservation, hotel reservation, or paying the bills or doing the shopping. Nowadays, we are able to do all these things on a single click. Therefore, we are able to survive in this particular pandemic during the 2 years, 2020, 21, 22. Otherwise, you can think of if there is not such type of tools available and the ICT technology which is the backbone, and we take the advantage of lot of different tools for teaching learning, for the research, for the practicals, not only for this, for our day-to-day life, buying our grocery, paying the bill and whatnot. Otherwise, we are not able to survive during this particular period. Means one can recognize the role of computer science not only in the academia, research, but the computer science, it is playing the role to change the lifestyle. Now we are facing or we are having such type of lifestyle. You can think of what is our lifestyle after 20 years, the future computing technologies. Today, if any particular presenter or the invited keynote person, he will come with his presentation. You need to have certain mic system, audio, video, visuals, the presentation. After 20 years, I don't think anybody need to carry any such type of gadgets. The wearable computing will take place and everything will be done with the help of surface computing and the wearable computing. The pervasive computing, it is the thing where you are able to have the technology anywhere at any time, just like our Wi-Fi. Nowadays, we are not able to live a single moment without our Wi-Fi or the mobile data. We want always connected with the world. If you missed your mobile at home, what is your feeling? You are not able to live smoothly, calmly, and you are able to do your tasks, day-to-day tasks also. That much importance it is nowadays for the mobile. Means you need connectivity. Because of this connectivity, you are able to do lot of your tasks. The connectivity, networking, all these things. And this is the one particular platform which is giving you, and you have availed this with the help of this particular conference. All the researchers come together, they are able to discuss their researcher and they can carry forward this research which is useful from the society point of view also. Your research must not be only for the research paper or up to the certificate or up to your PhD work and up to your thesis. But this research, instead of in the book binding of your thesis, it should be practically implemented and you should carry forward it up to certain product which is a society level useful utility. Or you can think of that having your patent and you are able to do the technology transfer, or you are able to convert this particular research into the product. Means once you have acquired your PhD, you should not stop. You should carry your research and you have a lot of ample scope to procure your research in this direction. So I am working as a Director Innovation Incubation and all of you are welcome there if you have the very good innovative idea which is really useful for the society, and your research which is a product convertible. Today we don't have that much time, otherwise I'll discuss later on also whenever we'll have ample time what sort of innovative idea you are able to convert it into the product and which has the good market potential. Lot of different examples we can quote, those are your role model and you can follow those, just like the Oyo, Ola, Uber, Zomato, Swiggy, all these are now that should be your role model. These are the unicorns, and I can say proudly that India, it is standing at the rank 3 globally, that is the Global Innovation Index, and India, it is at the 3rd position. Means India, it is doing very good in the field of innovation, and along with that we have 108 unicorns in our India, and this figure was 48 in the year 2015, and today we have crossed the century. This is the leap we have taken in the domain of the innovation and the startup. So all of you are most welcome if you have the very innovative idea and which has the product potential. So I am very much thankful to the organizer, Korpe sir, Gaikwad madam, and the entire team, and I feel this as the homely for me because I am the alumni of this particular institution. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, madam. It's a matter of great pride for us to have such an eminent alumni from our college. Your speech indeed provided a great learning opportunity for all of us. Thank you so much. Kindly excuse us for the miscommunication regarding the announcement of winners in oral presentation from Mathematics Department. I will announce their names. The first prize, and I request Honorable Sherekar ma'am to give away the prizes. The first prize winner from Mathematics Department is Ravindra Revaskar. Congratulations. And the second prize winner is Nilesh Bhongade. Nilesh Bhongade. Once again, congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much, madam. Our college has been stepping upon the road of success and excellence constantly. This onward journey is led by the Honorable Principal of the college, Dr. G.V. Korpe, who is not only a true academician but also an ardent administrator. I request him to deliver his presidential speech.
I know it's almost 6:30 and it is very hard to listen in the valedictory function, especially to the presidential speech. Very painful. I am aware of it, and so I will take this opportunity to first of all dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Sherekar, as she told, she is also an alumni of this institute, Dr. Patil, Dr. Gaikwad, Dr. Berde sir, Bonde sir, all the heads of the departments, delegates from all over India, students. I will take very few minutes because almost I have taken half minute now. I wish you all the best. Whatever you have heard today, whatever there is in your mind, I will say don't stop. Keep walking, keep moving, whatever it is. Whatever your ideas are, learn from failures. There are many things that we have discussed today, and I know in the coming years you will be one of the bright stars in the skies of this nation and this world. So I wish you all the best and thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your brief but motivating speech. We have reached to the last but the most important part of the event, that is the vote of thanks. I request Dr. Mayura Deshmukh Madam, the head of the Department of Geology, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations to all winners. As rightly said by Norman Vincent, if mind can conceive and believe and heart desire it, then you can achieve it. The success of this conference is an apt example of this. Firstly, offer my humble homage to the founder president of Sri Shivaji Education Society, Amravati, Dr. Punjabrao, alias Bhausaheb Deshmukh and Sant Gadge Baba. On behalf of the entire organizing team of the conference, I am here to express our heartfelt gratitude to all of you for being a part of this wonderful event and making it a grand success. First and foremost, I would like to thank Honorable Dr. G.V. Korpe, Principal Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati, for his valuable guidance for the organization of this event and also for chairing the function and guiding us. I express my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Chief Guest of today's function, Dr. Swati Sherekar, Director, Innovation, Incubations and Linkages, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, Amravati. It was indeed an enlightening experience to listen to her words of wisdom. Thank you, Madam. I am also thankful to the IQAC coordinator, Dr. W.S. Burde, for his guidance. I would like to thank to the entire organizing committee of the conference, including the convener, Dr. Vijay Gaikwad, Head, Department of Mathematics, Co-convener, Dr. U.V. Kale, Head, Department of Statistics, Dr. R.R. Khokle, Librarian, Professor U.M. Patil, Department of Mathematics, Organizing Secretary, Dr. M.M. Bhunde, Head, Department of Computer Science, Joint Secretary, Dr. U.S. Zungare and Mr. Y.V. Hushare, Department of Computer Science, and the Treasurer, Dr. P.R. Padole, Head, Department of Forensic Science. The entire team, through their tireless efforts, made this event memorable. I am immensely thankful to all the participants, research scholars and students without whom the event would not have been possible. I would also like to thank all the trainers and members, volunteers, teaching and non-teaching staff and technicians. Finally, I would like to thank you all those who helped us to make this event a great success. Thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, Madam. With the permission of the chairperson, I declare that the function is over. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day ahead. All are requested to have tea outside.